Hey guys, welcome to the first stream of Dungeons and Men that's going to be on YouTube. So today we're playing Cogent, which is a role-playing system designed by Shad and Josiah Brooks. It is, if you want to find out more about the rules and so forth, past campaigns and all that sort of stuff, we were on a channel called It's Tabletop Time. Go check that out. But for now, let's jump into it. So basically what we're doing today is we're going to stream a campaign based in an Amazonian rainforest. These guys are going to be a group of archaeologists that are heading to a recently found out temple that they've found from the locals that exists. Currently we have 3 characters. We have Eli, who is playing
Jeffrey Roberts.
Jeffrey Roberts, okay.
He's a 59-year-old man. He's like 6 foot tall. He's white-haired, white-bearded. He's got a phobia of blood. Do I need to go through my skills or what I have?
Just give a general idea. What's your best skill?
Infiltration.
Really good at infiltrating old rooms. And possibly women. Let's see. Alright.
He also knows, he studies languages.
So Jeffrey, hey? Alright, can I go have a note
Professor
on a
Roberts.
piece of paper as well though? Alright, and we've got Jordan who is playing
Professor Hugh Mungus. He's 47.
Pencil.
He's white. He's 5'2". He's slim as fuck. He's a compulsive liar. And he's really good at swimming. And he has a knife and a massive cock.
Okay.
Relevant.
He also claims that he's Olympic. He won a gold medal in the Olympics for swimming.
Claims.
But he's a compulsive liar. So, is it true? We'll find out on tonight's episode.
Alright, and finally, Rebecca, what's your character's name?
His name is Cleet.
Cleet?
It's great.
Yep.
And he's 37 years old.
Yep.
He's a local from the Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the local guide, I guess. And he's pretty athletic in general.
Okay, cool. Also with the party, we've got a rich, snobby businessman who has funded this adventure. His name will
Are you supposed to be Reflex or
Laris.
Reflex.
Okay.
And he's going to be the rich man. We're going to have the token rich man's woman, and her name's going to be Dolores.
I'm rich.
Dolores.
Bitch.
We're also going to have a few dusters and diggers with us to pick up anything. They will be proficient in, say, like tomb openings and stuff like that, or ancient mechanics of kinds, that sort of thing. And we're going to call one of them Stan, and the other one is going to be Lucas. What's your problem, guys?
Nothing.
So we've got Stan, Lucas, Dolores, Laris, and Dolores and Laris are real close.
There are dusters and diggers.
Now Dolores is
Stan and Lucas are your dusters and diggers, and then there's Gary and Dan, and they're like in charge of all your equipment and stuff. So they're
Gary.
Gary and Dan. So they're lower society who have been brought along because they're pretty strong and can carry shit, and generally have made a few trips into the rainforest.
And Dolores and Lucas.
Yep. So Laris and Dolores are the rich man and the rich man's wife. Stan and Lucas are the dusters and the diggers. So they're good at recovering artifacts and that sort of thing. Good at being gentle with that sort of thing. And then Gary and Dan carry all the tools, and they're also locals, so they've been to a few dig sites around here.
Alrighty.
So we're going to be starting the campaign in a small village. and then we're going to be heading towards a ruin that has yet to be named, because you guys are the first people actually to visit said ruin. The only reason you know about it is because the locals have recently found what they're describing as a large man-made structure. There's a little bit of translation lost.
So I guess Beck's our local. Clear.
Becky's-
Do I speak English?
You speak English, yes.
That would be a problem.
Yeah, so Beck speaks fluent English, and she is the resident guide. So Cleet will be guiding you to said structure, and that is your goal, is to explore these ruins and find out what's there, what's going on, if there's anything unique about it. And your goal is to try and make as much money from this discovery, so by finding new animals, wildlife, or rich artifacts.
I
Alright.
could not benefit from this. 'Cause I'm
Now that
gonna
I
get
think
stuck.
about it,
Mhm.
we should have put these cameras over that side. We're always looking at you.
Either way.
Yeah.
It's done. We'll do that next time.
Alright.
So, before we get started, gentlemen and lady, do you have any questions before we get right into it?
No,
Alright. We'll start.
I already forgot everybody's names, but I remember.
That's why you wrote them down. Stan, Lucas, Gary, Dan,
Nah,
Dolores,
I'll figure them out.
Laris.
So,
Let's just keep going.
humongous. So what's your actual reason for being in the party? by
I'm
the
just
way?
his colleague,
He's a swimmer.
and I told him
He's an
that.
Olympic swimmer, and we may need him.
And I want to swim the great river of the Amazon.
Okay. Sure. Fantastic.
Yep.
Alright, so we're going to start in a small village. Barely can be called a village. There's a few huts and there's, I don't know, they're raising some sort of animal. It's hard to tell what it is anymore. And you guys have kind of walked through from Fire and Land. I want to say that the expedition run by Laris, he's actually a rich English fellow, and he has royalty in his blood. So he's raised on the Silver Spoon. He's very rich. He doesn't really have that much interaction with the lower classes, and he's a bit of a dick. And then there's Dolores, who's basically your common housewife, doesn't get up to much, and just basically does for the most part what her husband wants her to try and keep him happy.
Wouldn't they have slaves or something?
You don't have any slaves on the expedition because you didn't want to pay for them.
But I mean, the rich people.
They didn't want to pay for the
Okay.
slaves. When they have basically Gary and Dan.
What's their purpose of being here?
Laris and Dolores.
Yeah.
Fame and fortune.
Mm.
They're paying you guys to help them discover this new ruin that they've found out about, so they can get the artifacts and potentially even name the ruins after themselves.
Hmm.
So where we're going to start the campaign is in the center of the village, which doesn't have a name. It's just home to the local tribe, where Laris and Dolores are kind of standing out, addressing you guys in a circle. So Gary and Dan are kind of off behind everyone because they're the lower income people, and they know that Laris and Dolores don't really care much about them or for them at all. They're just Gary and Dan just carry their stuff. To them, just peasants. They don't want to deal with them too much. So Laris starts by saying, "Welcome to the expedition, guys. We're headed to a man-made built structure in the Amazon rainforest. We're about 20 clicks out at the moment, and we'll see how this goes." So,
That's a poem.
okay, he's American.
I think it's American.
It's American ass. I don't know how to do accents. I'm just doing my best to try and sound different. Yeah, definitely not not English. So he starts by saying, so just to get everybody up to scratch on who everybody is, obviously I'm Laris and this is Dolores, my wife, and we're funding this expedition. So if you do anything with it we don't like, we will leave you behind. Also, we've got Jeffrey Roberts here. He's going to be looking after a few of the things here in terms of the actually discovery itself, and we'll also be using one of the locals over here, Cleet, who's going to guide us there and potentially tell us a little bit of local knowledge about the ruin, if there is any. Jeffrey's also elected to bring along Dr. Hugh Mungus, who at this stage is coming of his own accord, and then of course we got these two up the back here who are just going to be carrying our equipment.
What?
Dolores says nothing throughout this thing. She's just like head down.
What's your guys? The guys who's in the
Laris.
Laris. I stand up and go, Laris, I think you forgot to mention something here. I've won 2 golden medals in the Olympics, and I have a humongous penis. And I sit back down.
Very well, Hugh. Dr. Mungus. So, we'll be heading out very shortly, so we'll get on the way. Please, you ready to go?
Yeah.
Alright. So, upon that, everyone's sort of got a general idea who everybody is. Nobody's really met each other properly before, except for Jeffrey has met Laris, and that's how Humongous got on the board of adventurers to go towards this pyramid. Now, basically, you're going to be heading through deep rainforest. I'm going to say actually that you've elected to leave in the morning because it makes the most sense, so that you can try and get somewhere significant by nightfall. How far is 20 clicks? That's not a real measurement.
That's what I was going to. I was going to go, like, what do you mean by clicks? That's
it is a real measurement, but we don't use it here. We'll just go with kilometers and say that it's about 15 k's through dense rainforest, and it's hot as balls. So it's really fucking hot. And there's insects and shit everywhere. Okay. So at this point, Laris elects to move to the middle of the group and kind of directs Cleet to move up front because he's got to lead y'all to the pyramid or structure. And it kind of goes from richest to poorest at the back. So Gary and Dan are at the back, followed by Stan and Lucas, but Laris and Dolores are in the middle as sort of a protection thing. So if any fucking snakes or shit come at you, that you guys haven't handled. Basic equipment as well. I'm going to say you all have machetes. Jeffrey, you have a rifle.
Mm-hmm. I also said I had a grapple.
Okay, you can have a grapple.
I have a whip.
You do have a whip, that
Yep.
is true. And Cleet, you can have a bow and arrow, a spear is what I'm trying to say.
That's racist.
Do I get a machete as well? Because I wanted a machete.
I think she would have a machete.
I think
you can
so.
have a machete, yeah. You know English, so...
Otherwise, I'm going to keep asking people to come forward and cut down shrubs for me.
When she's leading.
Yeah.
He's
He's
leading.
leading.
Yeah, so you can have a machete, that's fine.
I have all the weapons.
Oh, Jesus. Backstab.
So, you guys are sweating your balls off. Meanwhile, Cleo over here is just taking a casual stroll through the rainforest because he's full used to the treatment.
Because it's not even that hot now.
Yeah, the humidity and stuff is used to. So, as you guys are walking along, you do notice from time to time you hear general jungle noises and that sort of thing happening in the background. So you hear fucking like the crackings of wood and the tweeting of birds flying through and shit. And
monkeys.
there's a few monkeys, why not? Maybe some alligators every now and again, but you don't really hear them, you just hear water splashing and shit. Alright, so as you guys are walking along, Laris says to the group, "Hey guys, we're expected to get most of the way today. As long as nobody falls behind, we should be able to make camp just before exploring the rooms tomorrow morning. So let's hop to it." Directing you guys to move a little bit quicker. About 10 to 15 minutes after he says that, you guys hit a massive stump of just really, really, really thick shrubbery that you got to start cutting through. And it appears to be full of ferns, and in some places there's roses and all that sort of shit. So there's a lot of barbs and that sort of thing to be careful of. So you've kind of hit a position where you've got to cut through a wall of trees, or to your right you have a stream, and to your left you can go deeper into the forest. Excuse me, but it doesn't appear to be as filled with shrubbery on that particular part. So, Cleet,
Yeah.
you get to decide which way the group goes. Do you proceed forward through the heavy shrubbery? Do you take the stream, or do you head deeper into the forest? Or rainforest, I should say.
We go through the shrubbery.
Okay, so you're going to cut your way through.
Yeah.
Alright.
That seems
So-
pretty quick.
So you guys start cutting away, and Laris and Dolores are sweating their balls off, so they're kind of sitting at the back, and they're not doing any work. They're just standing there watching you guys and demanding, "Come on, guys, cut through these ferns and shit here. We're wasting time. We need to get through here before it gets before nightfall comes along." And he's just riding your guys' ass. He's just like, "Come on, we need to get through this shrubbery."
I pull out my pipe and light up a packet full of tobacco, and then light it up and just stand there and watch, I guess, and start smoking.
Now, how about you get off your ass and help us?
I'm a professor!
So am I.
Oh, well, you haven't won any Olympic gold medals, so I don't think you can boss me around. And also, my back hurts.
So Dolores makes a little sound that she's unimpressed with your actions in the group, sort of hinting at the fact that you might be lazy or intolerant and not helpful to the entire group. And Laris kind of turns over and notices the disappointment from his wife and says, "So Hugh, what are you even doing here, man? Why did you come along if you're not going to help?"
So, excuse me, did your wife just go at me?
Yes, sir, she sure did.
By God, my 47 years of my life, I've never been disrespected by a woman this way. I demand an apology.
Is your character actually rich at all?
No, he's just a jerk, I guess.
So,
And it's the 40s. It's the 40s. The women...
They're scum.
Yeah.
So you're basically a self-proclaimed doctor.
A professor.
We don't really know.
Yeah.
We don't.
I might have a degree, but everyone calls me professor because I asked them to.
Okay. Alright, so Laris actually says, "I'm not gonna get my wife Dolores to apologize to the likes of you. You shouldn't even be here. I've only allowed you to come because Jeffrey has recommended that you will be assisting us on this venture. Now, if you're not going to help, you stand over there, out of the way, and you do not interfere with their work. Otherwise, you'll start paying me for the time lost from my employees here.
And I say, well, this is how you treat an American hero? 2 gold medals! I say, and then I turn around and do whatever he said to stand over the side.
Alright. His response to that is, so the war's happened by 1940, hasn't it?
No, it hasn't happened yet.
It's about to get started.
Yeah.
Or it's in the middle.
I don't know
Yeah.
anything about American.
It's in like the middle of the war.
I'm sure it's not
Alright.
something that we're not really... 42... wait, what year is it? 40?
Yeah, 1940.
It's definitely
Oh,
started. I'm
I
pretty
thought
sure
it
it
was
started like
42.
I thought it started in
1939.
42 as well.
42 is like when there was some actual.
For those watching on YouTube, this is because Australia don't really study history because we don't
Hey, we all studied World War II in high
1939
school.
to 45.
Yeah, but
You're right.
It's like we're in the
39.
middle of
I
the war.
knew it, but it wasn't like full on warfare at in the 40s.
And the Americans weren't
It was
involved
more
yet
like
either.
it was more like getting all those sweet concentration camps happening.
Okay, we'll just leave it at that. Alright, so Laris turns to Hugh and goes, Hugh, if you were a real hero, you would be fighting for our country in the war right now. I'm more important to our country at the moment because I'm making changes here in the industry and discovery. What have you done for our country really? You swum in a pool and got us a few golden coins.
I start crying.
Alright, Jack has done it.
Yeah, I start crying.
Alright, so
Ouch.
Like really badly too. Like no one's really stood up to me before. So I'm like really sobbing, like snot's coming out of my nose, and I'm just like.
alright, Laris proceeds to like it gets real uncomfortable because he's not used to the sight of a man crying.
A 47-year-old kid as well.
Yeah. He's like, come on now, be a man about it. Take it on the chin.
I said, okay, yes. It's just my back, it hurts. and I'm crying because of that, mainly. Because I had a crack when I was walking and it hurt, and my back really hurts, and I'm just going to be 5 minutes, please. And I continue, and I sit back down with the hands in my head.
Laris is both uncomfortable and kind of almost like snickering to himself, but not audibly. He's like, yeah, he's confused as to why you're crying because it's not like a common thing that he's seeing. But yeah, and he turns back around. Gary, Dan, Stan, and Lucas are just like doing these ones. They just got their head turned, stopping as they're watching this all unfold. And what's that? It's a 9.
I know what's happening here.
So much so, Lucas swings his machete and only just misses Stan's hand and like nearly takes it clear off. Stan's like, oh, fuck, how am I going to do another voice? That's the only voice I've got. So he goes, "Oi, be careful! You nearly cut off my finger there." And Lucas is like, "Oh, whatever. You weren't paying attention anyway." And keeps cutting, and then Laris goes back and says, "Hey, get back to work! Stop talking." And you guys continue to cut through the shrubbery.
Excellent.
Okay. After about 40 minutes of cutting, you've made it about, I don't know, I want to say 20 meters into this shrubbery, and it just seems to be never ending. You've got it on your left and your right, and you're just cutting away. And to the point now where Laris actually walked off for a portion of the time with his machete, and then comes back with like this real shitty little stool and says to Dolores, "Here, sit down on this." Just a make her a little bit more comfortable.
This
I think
rich
it,
man's good with his hands.
Never said that he wasn't.
Yeah, I'm just noticing that he's good with his hands.
Okay.
Are you sure this is a good
Yeah, I was
idea,
thinking-
Cleet?
I think
I mean,
Cleet-
this
Cleet's
seems
like,
it's
well,
taken
this
us
is
quite a
really-
long time.
But I don't think he wants to admit he's wrong.
Alright.
So he keeps cutting.
Alright.
Alright, roll a d20 for me, Beck, in the general dice area. Move the other dice and roll a d20.
Gone.
We got ourselves a
12.
12.
So, Cleet, you remember that in this particular area of the rainforest, there's nothing too much of interest to your tribe. So, destroying it quickly is not really a problem. And that fire's a thing.
Okay. Seems like a terrible idea, but okay. Yeah, we're in the Amazon rainforest, right?
Yeah,
That's
so
a pretty moist place.
it's pretty
I
moist,
can't
yeah.
see that fire working well.
I'm sure you can figure it out. You're a local.
Yeah.
Do I have oil? I don't have any. I don't have anything.
Decide.
I have a torch, like an old school torch.
So,
We would have campfire shit for sure. Well,
yeah,
we'd have all that shit.
you personally probably don't have the tools to get one started right there and then with like oil and stuff.
Okay.
You're more of the have to build a fire, get the fire going, and then start the fire. But you could.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, I pack my machete up for a second and I walk over to Laris
Mm-hmm.
and I make a suggestion that the boys are getting a bit tired, a bit weary, and maybe we should just burn the place to the ground.
Okay. So you walk over to
Real
Laris,
casual.
and as you walk towards him, he kind of takes a little bit of a step back because you're different to him and he perceives you as being lower than he is. So he takes kind of a step
Is it because
back.
I'm black?
No, it's because, well, partially yes.
Okay.
Let's be honest. He's American in the 1940s, so he
Yeah.
would definitely be a little bit racist. And by a little bit, I mean mostly almost all racist. Alright, so you say to Laris in a thick accent then that you would like to burn down the forest. In the words that you said. And Laris goes, look, that's not a bad idea, but I don't give a shit about these guys working hard. That's not my problem. They need to continue to work hard. But if you get this fire going, it may get us going faster. So here, take this, and you get that fire going, and maybe we can get out of here.
Okay.
So he gives you like a little thing of oil and like some flint and stuff. You've used it before.
Alright. I take said objects and I make a fire.
Okay. So basically what you would do is grab as much of the dry shit that you can, whether it's broken vines, whatever that's dried out on the rainforest floor, and you proceed to place it at the bottom of the shrubbery where everybody else is working, and you pour a little bit of oil over it, and then you put some more dry shit on it, and then you sit there with a stone and some flint and just crack at it, trying to cause a spark.
Okay.
Roll a d20.
Oh.
19.
Alright, so you start a fire, and as
Kill
you do,
Everyone explodes.
the natural
Right, it's
landscape of the forest tends to lead almost directly towards the structure that you're heading to, and it's somewhat downhill, and it looks like actually there may have been a path here once that's been overgrown, and because of that there does seem to be a lot of dry shrubbery and so forth on the path that you're wanting to go. So the fire starts heading the way that you guys are wanting to go, and it starts to get extremely hot where you guys are all standing and cutting, and Stan, Lucas, Gary and Dan kind of step back and stop cutting. Jesus, that took off fast. Right. So this is working out well. Let's fast forward a bit, shall we? So the fire goes through, and it goes exceedingly well, clearing out the shrubbery. And then you open up to a bit of a clearing, about 500 to 700 meters ahead. You see the rainforest sort of grown over with vines and that sort of thing again. And as you guys are walking along, sort of every 15 to 20 seconds, you spot a glimpse of like a piece of stone or a piece of the structure in the background through the trees. You can see like what potentially could be there. And Lara starts to get excited and he's like, "Hey guys, it looks like we're nearly here, but look, we've got two options here. One of them is to try and camp in the structure here. Otherwise, we're gonna have to get a camp started up ahead real soon because nightfall's starting to drop. Now, I don't much care either way. Either way, you guys have to build the sleeping arrangements, but I don't know. Jeffrey, you think we should be lighting fires or camping in this here ruin, or should we leave that for tomorrow and just start a camp outside? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe we damage some stuff."
How far are we from this little temple?
700 meters.
And
Daylight's starting to break, so starting to get close to nightfall.
I say we camp out near the temple. We should wait because who knows what's going to show up in this jungle.
So you want to camp out the front of the temple so
Yeah.
that the stuff in the jungle doesn't get you.
Yeah.
So you're camping in the jungle.
Well, we're going to be in the jungle either way, but at least we're going to be near some kind of structure. Maybe they don't like the structure, or maybe there's a billion devils in the structure. I don't know.
All right.
But that's my decision. I want to be. Maybe there's some better cover. Maybe we
Okay.
can sit under something, get some hammocks under some shit.
So far, you guys haven't really had to roll for anything
Yeah.
because this is just walking. Alright, so you guys are approaching the front of the structure. Each of you roll your perception.
Roll, Baba Thunder!
So that's your basic 3, plus your attribute. Don't worry about that, Julie. Plus your attribute.
Plus the
plus
perception.
your perception.
I roll.
Is the
I get a
attribute
3.
wouldn't be anything, wouldn't it?
Can these dice
Either
be?
strength, reflex, or intelligence, use 1. So it's 3 plus 1, so 4
okay.
plus your perception. Yep.
Are these viewable?
Yes.
Well, I get a 3.
Yep. Next. Alright, so this is
Yeah, I
Fleet's
got a
roll.
2.
yeah.
That
Yep.
wasn't on screen, but yep, 2. Alright, cool. And finally, Humongous. Have you stopped crying yet? Like it's been a few hours.
I guess so.
Yeah, well, he got 4.
I have 5.
Oh, 5.
So you got a 5 out of 6. Well done, good sir. So
He's not such a liar after all. He is useful at rolling.
alright, so
Who knows?
Your
I'll tell you what I
character-
see.
your characters, you don't have survival or anything like that. No,
No.
you got stealth there.
He's got a lot of deception.
So basically, what you see, Hugh, is a large. You have a few options for the base camp, and you seem to be the one that notices the widest range of locations. So at the area where you're walking towards the temple, there are sort of some stairs, and you've got like it's basically like a wall on either side. So you've got some stairs that go up as a kind of protection, and then almost a wall around the building as sort of like stilts almost, but it's just pure stone walls that go around. And you've got like a clearing over to your left side, which is just an open area, and to the right area of the stairs, you've got a really closed-in location where the jungle's pretty close to the wall, and there's a big wall dropping, and then you've just got smack bang in the middle of the steps, and that seems to be what you notice as to where to go. You two only notice basically that you can camp out in front of the steps. You guys don't really see the open clearing to the left due to like a log and some branches falling across over time. So you guys haven't seen past it. While Hugh's had a keen eye, the tears from his eyes have magnified his vision or something. So Laris says to the group, "Alright, so we need to get this camp underway real quick. It's night's falling. I reckon we've got maybe 30-45 minutes left of daylight before night falls. We need to get a fire, we need to get some food up, and we need to get our shelter organized."
I work on the fire. I'm good at that.
I'll go cut down some bamboo. Hey, Stan,
Yes.
Lucas, Gary, and Dan, you come with me and we'll cut down a bunch of wood to try and build a shelter.
Which one are the locals? So there was 2
You're
locals.
the only local, aren't
I thought
you?
there was 2 local boys you brought.
I want to say Lucas and Gary.
Alright.
They got some pretty...
Come build some tents with me.
by locals, they're not...
Did we
Amazonian.
bring, like-
I want to say they're like Americans that have settled nearby. What?
Did we bring like a tent or anything?
You guys didn't, but that was Gary and Dan's job. So
did they already... Alright, well Dan and Gary, have you got a tent that fits us all? Or how does this work? What kind of shit have you got with us?
Gary and Dan are kind of, at this point, it's like the end of the day, so they're pretty fucking knackered because they've been carrying all your shit. And they're kind of like lumped back sort of in their exploring outfits. But Gary and Dan look up, and without trying to be rude, they as politely say as possible, "Have you not seen what we've been carrying all day?"
Well, I've seen big bags, but I don't know what's in them.
Jesus. And they say you're supposed to be observant.
Americans
They're
are
not
rude.
trying to be rude.
Well, if you were frustrated at that point in time, he's trying to like keep himself reasonably calm while he's doing it. Because he doesn't want to backchat in front of Laris, or Laris will fucking pimp him the shit out of him. Alright, so Gary and Dan like walk over towards where like one of the walls is on the left hand side, and just like let down their bags, and as they let down their bags and let go, you hear it just go thud, thud, like they're real heavy. Like you expect them just from the sound to weigh like 20 to 30 kilos each or something ridiculous. The sound and the impact is crazy. And upon observing them, you realise that they've been carrying basically just really thick, heavy tarp, and they've got like pots and pans and food with them. They've got shovels, pickaxes, all the things you would expect them to have to go archaeology in, whatever, however you turn that into an action word. Whatever, discovering.
Alright, well, we'll cut down some bamboo and shit and make a tent out of this tarp.
Okay, so do you say that to them, or you just start doing it?
Let's just start doing it.
Okay, so Gary and Dan kind of walk off towards Laris and go, "Hey, boss, what do you want?" Yeah, I know I'm probably being like real racist without American or something. I don't know. It probably doesn't even
No,
sound
it's good,
American
Maggie.
at all.
Don't put
Hey,
it
boss.
And
We're from Jersey.
Josie. They go, you've got your professor here who's, I don't know what he's doing. He just said, do we have tents? And, like, he's just walked off into the rainforest. What do you want me to do? And Lucas just kind of stands there like, yeah, what he said. And then Laris is like, you dimwits, why don't you go and assist Mr. Roberts? He appears to be getting some provisions to actually hoist those tarps you've been carrying this whole time.
I speak up and I say, no, he's not. He said he just wanted to go out for a walk. I need you boys to give me a massage.
Laris then proceeds to, Laris proceeds to like stand there and kind of rest one of his palms on the like edge of his machete in his belt and kind of lean on that and goes, look, I don't know who you are, Mr. Humongous, but you do not tell my employees to be doing anything. And if they're going to be doing anything right now, they need to be setting up our camp. If it is the case and your friend Mr. Roberts is not getting things for the tent, then I'm sure he has a good reason. But these guys here, they need to be building me a campsite.
I say, okay, I'll help, boys. It looks like there's some timber over here on the right.
Okay, so
Let's go.
Gary and
you in your
Dan.
place.
Gary and Dan kind of scratch their heads, turn to each other, look at each other, and make like a what sort of look, and then stand like hip and shoulders. Lucas says, "Go on then," and Lucas walks over and leans into his bag and pulls out like a hatchet for you and goes, "Hey Hugh, take this," and just lunges it straight at you with no particular form or anything. He just kind of throws it and lobs it out in front of you.
Because I got my, I don't have my whip out, so I can't pull out my whip. I go, and then jump over to the side.
Alright. Laris just turns to Dolores and goes, "This Hugh guy is like a jester or something. He's useless." And then he proceeds to actually go over to Lucas's bag as well. And in there's like a fucking really nice looking, like ornate wooden axe that looks like it's been sharpened every day of its life. And he heads over and just finds, like you see him just walk off into the forest and he's like tapping on wood and shit and like listening to it, and then he just walks over to a tree he likes and then starts hacking at it, and like within like 6 hits he's just chopped it down. And then he goes, "Hey Hugh, if you can't cut down a tree, at least you can carry this back to the campsite. Make yourself useful. At the moment, you're just another mouth to feed. I'm not sure why Roberts brought you along."
I say, what's his name?
Right, Laris.
Laris, I would if I could, my dear boy, but as I've been saying this entire time, my back, my sweet, old, fragile back.
Laris walks over and puts his hand on your shoulder and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir, I'm sorry. I forgot about your back." And then as he walks off, he just smacks you in the side with the butt of the axe to see if you stand up straight.
Yeah. What's the leader's name again?
Laris.
Oh no, he's the one that hit me.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to tell Laris that we've got a homosexual in the crew. Touching me.
He just like gives you a flick, like a really quick flick, like in the back.
Yeah.
It's one that's enough to kind of give you a bit of a jolt,
Yeah.
but not enough to do any damage. It's just more of a like stand up straight sort of hit
Should be a deception roll.
from Jordan.
Yeah, to see
If you want to keep your back
Okay.
like curved,
Yeah.
it may inflict injury. It'll inflict 1 point of injury if you don't do a good job, because you'll essentially not absorb the impact of things. Yeah.
Okay, can I wait? So he hits me how? Like he hits.
So he grabs the axe,
Yeah.
like he's been carrying it like this, and like puts it on the side of his arm, so it's up like this, and then just flicks it like that into your back, and like turns the top of the handle, so it like hits you like here.
Okay, I fall down to the ground. And start crying and going, "Oh my back, my back!"
Alright, you need to
But
roll.
you did say you did it for the intent of finding out if he's lying about his back, right?
Yeah. So yeah, you will have to do a deception,
Okay.
which will be against Laris as well. In a second.
Okay.
5, it should be, right?
Yeah. Plus, so 2 plus the attribute point.
No, that's for reflex. It's
For
intelligence for deception.
yeah.
Roll. So, Hugh has rolled a 3 in trying to deceive Laris into believing.
You can't use
it's
a
all that.
destiny point after a roll, can't you?
You have to. Well, yeah, you can use a destiny point after a roll. So if I roll and then you decide you want to use a destiny point,
You can do it
You
to
can
beat
do
it, yeah.
it's only you just means you can't take advantage. All right, so I'm gonna roll these dice here
Jesus. How is that even possible?
because he has a base of 3.
Mm.
He has 1 in intelligence. He has 3 in perception. He's a businessman.
3 in perception.
Yeah.
So he had 3. And I had
So he had 3 and you had
3.
3. Okay, so you have to succeed in deceiving him, so you would have to spend a destiny point to beat it. So if it's equal 3, basically if you're trying to convince somebody of something, you've got to beat it. If someone wants to perceive it, like, basically if you want to beat him, you have to use a destiny point. Otherwise you're still going to be suspicious. So if you don't, he's suspicious of you, but he's not sure if it's one way or the other.
Well, I'll let him stay suspicious.
Okay. So far you have seemed so useless. I'm like, now why did I bring this guy? He's a good pal.
Well, you didn't see this. You're
And
out
you-
cutting
yeah.
wood.
And you said you were crying?
Yeah, I'm crying.
Okay.
He's on the ground crying.
Lara suggests, sheesh, walk it off.
I didn't know I was going to be attacked when I come on this adventure.
Well, look here, sir, you were not invited. I invited you based on Jeffrey Roberts' recommendation and his recommendation only.
So you just said that I wasn't invited, and then you said I was invited 2 seconds later. Make up your mind, sir.
Well, let me put it this way. You did not receive a formal invitation.
How do you know that?
I wrote the invitation.
Well, I certainly got one.
You, sir, are a fool. But if you need to sit there crying on the floor, then that's fine. If you don't want to put in any work, you want to sit there with a sore back while the rest of us using our sweat and our blood to build this campsite, then you can sleep in the jungle.
I stand up and I turn my back to him, like, and I start walking up the steps that I saw earlier on.
So you're walking into
Yep.
the temple.
Yeah.
Okay. No worries.
Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
You guys are all pussies anyway. I'm the only real man that walks out of the temple.
Can we just assume we've made this tent and shit? Because, I mean, that's pretty easy, right? Unless
Yeah, you guys are pretty well on the way. You've probably got about 15 minutes of daylight left at this point, and the camp's 3/4 of the way done. And Cleet over here has sorted out the fire, and I presume, and Stan and Lucas have brought the food over to the base of the fire. Like the provisions are around the fire.
I should have been trying to talk to Cleet, get him on my side, because he's impressionable.
Metagaming, really.
Yeah, that's true.
So, with the fact that Hugh walks into the temple,
Well, I'm up the
Lara's-
steps. Is that in the temple or is it
And
on
you're
top
just
of it?
walking up to the top of the steps.
Yeah.
It's like half a meter to a meter, and you would walk into once you get to the top, it's half a meter to a meter before you walk into the temple. You can walk around the temple. There's imagine it like the first step. There's like a step that goes around it. It's about 10 meters off the ground to start. So there's some pretty high steps.
Yeah.
So at this point in time, you're 10 meters off the ground at the top of the steps,
Yeah.
and you're probably about 75 meters to 100 meters away from the rest of the group.
Okay.
And no light.
Well, daylight's starting to go, so
Well,
there's
there's-
barely any light where you are.
I'm just sitting on top of the steps.
Fading light.
So as Lara sees you walk off as well, he says, "Look, if you went to that temple, that's fine, but just remember, this is my expedition, and all the discoveries, everything in that temple is mine. If you take one piece of it, you will not be leaving this jungle alive."
Oh, so we're threatening people now!
Sir, you don't consider that a threat, you consider that a promise.
No, I consider it a threat!
You, sir, are unbelievable. I wonder if you'll make it out of this jungle alive. I really do.
Also, I guess we'll just see then, won't we?
I guess we will. So, Hugh, what are you eating tonight?
Shut up!
Unless you have like a bread
I
bag
don't have anything.
stuck in your pocket. Stan, Lucas, Gary, and Dan have carried all the food.
Yeah,
mainly
okay.
Gary and Dan.
I don't have any food. I didn't write down anything.
Okay, so roll a perception, Jeffrey and Cleve.
Oh, it looks like we got ourselves a 3.
And a 3.
So 2 threes.
Yeah.
Not that hard to perceive, really. But you guys notice not only are Gary and Dan incredibly strong from the amount of shit that they've had to carry and how heavy the tarp was that they put up, but they are incredibly skilled at making a really, really nice looking campsite considering the materials that they have. Like, you guys have legit, like, almost houses made out of tarp. It's been a really good job. And, like, it's all sturdy and it looks really nice. They've done a really good job. So they've obviously had some form of training in something, but you're not really sure. Cool. So basically, Larison then walks over to Jeffrey, says, "Look, Jeffrey, you've done some nice work, man. I look forward to working with you again tomorrow morning when we can check out this here ruin. Thank you for assisting Stan, Lucas, Gary, and Dan building this campsite. It's turned out quite splendid. Dolores is gonna go freshen herself up and go bed now, but we might bring out some whiskey. Have a little bit of a celebration before tomorrow's event." And when he says whiskey, he says it way louder than any of the other words that he said so far.
Excellent. That sounds delicious.
And he goes, "Oh, and for us, Mr. Roberts, I bought something a little bit better than the whiskey as well." And he leans over. "What's your guys' drink of choice? Rum, whiskey, wine, vodka?"
Has to be Scotch.
Scotch. bit of Scottish whiskey, some scotch. He leans down and he pulls out like a case from Stanley Lucas' backpack that's really fucking big. Like it's an arrogantly big box to have a bottle in it. And he opens it up and he pulls out this massive bottle. It's like what would you say it would be? Like it's like a 4-liter bottle of scotch, and it's just got like these wax stampings and stuff on it, and this really fine-looking paper over there on the seal. And he goes, "Look now, we may be the only people in the world that are going to drink this particular scotch for the next 60 years. So I want you to enjoy this one. It's real nice. I've had it once before. And I've actually purchased all the remaining batches of this particular blend, but have a go at this." And then he pours you. He has this he hands you this really, really nice glass, and it's got like gold embedded in the glass all around it. And he pours his scotch into it and hands it to you. So this guy's really fucking rich.
I smell it. Check for poison.
For poison?
And then I sip it and I go, "Oh, that's some fine scotch."
Yeah, that'll give you a kick in the chest any day.
So am I supposed to assume I know what I'm here for? Because like we don't really know anything about this temple.
What's your occupation again?
I'm a archaeologist.
So you're just a flat archaeologist. Your job is to survey the actual building itself and see what the fuck it is.
Yeah, but I want to know what information he was given. Like, what were you told about the temple before we came here, or what are you planning? What do you think is going to be inside?
Okay. So
what are you expecting to find?
Alright, so you say that's Laris. So Laris goes, "Look, you've got almost as much information as me. All I know is that the locals found this place not too long ago. This area here, this clearing even, as you can see, there's a lot of flattened foliage around here from where the locals were recently taking a look. But due to their religious beliefs, none of them would enter the temple. That's all I know, and we're here to survey it. I don't know nothing about this type of building before. That's what you're here for. You're supposed to be telling me what this thing is. I'm sure at the moment we can't see a whole lot of it, but I bet you tomorrow when the sun comes up it'll be a lot bigger than what we think it is."
Alrighty.
Does that mean I'm not going to go in?
No, you can
If
come in.
Didn't you just say that my people were all like
Religious,
scared?
but you've been hired to do it, so...
So I'm scared, but I'll do it
Yeah.
because I want money.
Well, it's up to you. You don't have to go in.
Well, that's a bit boring. I just sit at the front with you all day.
We burned down a forest.
Yeah.
I thought you said her people didn't care about this area. Her specific tribe.
No, yeah. Her specific tribe didn't care about the forest itself.
But they'll still care about the temple shit.
Yeah.
Okay. What else do I want to know? Nothing.
Well, Laris proceeds to keep drinking whiskey for a few hours. As he's drinking as well, he leans into another little pouch, and there's like a little glass flask. It looks pretty rickety. It's not a great one. And he throws it to Cleet and says, "Hey, Cleet, catch!" And he throws a flask at you.
And
It's jigaboo water.
Cleet says thank you, and he opens it and he smells it real unsure. And what does it smell like? What did you just throw at me?
It smells like really cheap, like vodka-y type smell.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, he sips it to be polite, finds it fucking disgusting, and slowly just pours it out next to him to make it look like he's actually drinking it, but has no interest in the American strength.
So you take a sip, do you immediately pour all of it out?
No, she said slowly,
I
making
will
it
be subtle about it, and I'll be like, "Yes, this is fantastic. Thank you, boss, but I'm not actually going to drink it
Okay.
because that's foul."
It
burns my
I yell out, "Oi, Jeffrey, bring us a glass of the whiskey."
And then I say, "What? Where'd Hugh go?" I just forgot where he was.
Lara says to Robert, Mr. Robert, he goes, "Look, Hugh's chosen to be up there by not being a part of this campsite. Now I don't want you wasting that nice, expensive scotch on a jester like him."
What happened?
He's been nothing but trouble this entire trip. All he has done is being lazy and trying to distract my workers, and then he's even trying to possibly steal my artifacts from this temple. Why did you bring this guy?
Jeffrey's lying. He hit me, and so I said, "What the fuck?" And then he kicked me out of the group.
I brought him because he told me he would be useful.
Do you actually have any evidence that he has ever been useful in anything in his entire life?
2 gold medals, mate.
He does have 2 gold medals.
Look, I can't attest to his swimming skills at this point in time, but really, swimming is not going to help us on this trip. If we're going swimming anytime soon, we're closely going to be getting followed by getting eaten. So, I don't know. 2 gold medals, is it really worth it?
I think he'll make himself useful. He's promised me that he's good at something. I don't know what he would have told me.
What would have you told him, Jordan?
No, I was good at something. I could have told him 1,000 things. I could have lied about everything.
Laris goes, "Look, I don't want to drink too much more, so I'm going to hit the sack shortly, but I'm taking this scotch with me. Don't you dare even try to give him anything. He is to stay up there by himself. Stan, Lucas, Gary, Dan, keep an eye on him. Make sure that Hugh does not come nowhere near this camp. And Mr. Roberts, don't let me or my men catch you trying to sneak anything to that delinquent of a friend that you call Mr. Mullins."
I didn't say he was a friend. He was just someone that told me he would be of use. But okay.
Why would you bring someone that you have not been friends with on this kind of trip and risk your reputation with me?
Fuck you. I don't fucking know.
What do you actually say?
Why did it have to become my idea to bring him?
It's a buzz.
Yeah.
He told me he was a champion at knowing about artifacts.
Is that a lie, or is that something you believe?
No, that's something I believe. He told me he could examine artifacts.
Have you ever seen this guy actually examine anything?
Well, he's looked through our university, and he seemed to know a bit about something.
So he read some books because he read.
Can I
some
hear this conversation too? I'm 75 meters away. Like, how loud are you talking?
You
Quite.
can, well, reasonably loud because they're drinking, but like you would
Hear a
hear
loud
Every now and
forest.
then.
yeah, you would hear the forest, but not only that, you would hear like keywords like books, library, delinquent, that sort of stuff.
Okay, so I wouldn't hear that Jeff is just...
If you want to hear the
Jeffrey's
full
just selling me down
conversation
the
from
river.
this point onwards, you have to roll perception and get like a 4.
Okay, so I'll roll perception.
How am I selling you down the river, man?
We're friends, and you're
We're
just
not
like...
friends.
Yes, we are.
Who decided that?
I did before we started.
Well, I didn't know this.
3, so I'm not... I can't hear this.
So basically, it's about that. You can hear.
Why does it matter?
It's because it wouldn't make any sense for me to invite you if I knew you were retarded.
Well, I could be just acting up.
Well, I don't. How am I supposed to know this? I'm supposed. If we were friends, I would know this. I don't understand how we're supposed to know
You
this.
should be backing me up. You should be still loyal to your friends, even though they're acting up.
I never decided you were my friend. I don't know enough about you.
All right. So, Laris continues to say how, like he's a little bit puzzled why you brought him along at this point in time, and then proceeds to walk into his, basically a hut. It's like basically a full kitted out hut, and goes and lays down to sleep. After about 5 minutes, you can just hear as he's snoring. That's supposed to be a snoring sound. He's just like a really obnoxiously loud snoring.
Isn't he just some rich dude or whatever that...
Yeah. And he,
So who are the 3 guys that are awake?
so there's
The build,
4 people.
the equipment guys,
Stan, Lucas, Gary, and Dan.
and the assistant
And
archaeologist,
at the
little
moment,
dudes, pretty much. The little
Yeah.
scrapers and
Stan and Lucas is basically, assistant archaeologists. They dust and dig and extract and open
stuff.
tombs and shit.
Mm.
So that's who's awake at the moment. And they're drinking their rum. They've got rum, not scotch, and it's good quality, but it's not really good quality. The Laris didn't obviously lash out on it, but it's it'd be top shelf.
But like better than what he threw me.
Yeah, it'd be top shelf stuff for a common person.
Well, it would make no sense for me to go after this guy if the rich guy's the one that's paying me. Unless we are friends, but I don't understand enough about what I actually brought this guy for. Is it my decision to make that decision? Because from his skills, he wouldn't make sense for my guy to bring him.
Maybe you thought he'd be
Unless he was
able
your
to give
friend.
you more money or something.
Who would give me more money?
He might be able to convince Laris to give you more money. Or something, I don't know. Jordan?
I sneak down and I go up to talk to all the guys that are left. Like, the 3 guys or whatever they're there.
Yeah, I'm going. I was going to get over there anyway. But
Yeah.
I thought you
I
were
wanna-
already
I'm like-
with us.
Oh.
I'm
No,
whispering
I
to
was
them all.
making a fire and no one ever came back to me. So I was still making a
The
fire.
fire's in the middle of the campfire. Or like
So-
the campfire.
Yeah.
So you kind of just
Being
made a
around.
fire then and just stood there and watched this all.
And watch the crazy Americans.
Yeah.
I sneak down and can I whisper to all these guys?
That's
Or are
your
they gonna-
decision.
Well, how would they react? So my intent is to go down there and bloody whisper to them all and say that bad mouth. What's his name?
Alright, so they got a 3 out of 4 for perception. So that's for both
So I can.
Stan and Lucas.
So I
and
use
just
stealth.
roll it one more time for Gary and Dan. So they
2.
got a 2. So they got a 4 and a 2. So Gary and Dan haven't noticed, but Stan and Lucas probably.
So could I use stealth or whatever to go down?
Yeah, use stealth.
okay.
So
You got a shitload of
3.
stealth going on.
Yeah. And okay, so 2 plus 1.
you
for
can assist
reflex.
with deception if you would like to.
Well, I can use deception on top of it.
So basically, what you do is you roll your deception skill.
Yeah.
Anything above 3, you add to your stealth. And basically, the way I'll justify that is you like throw a stick in the distance and makes it
No, okay.
So it means you roll 5, and if you get anything above 3,
Yeah.
you would add that.
But if you get anything below 3, you subtract from it.
Okay.
Nice.
So 4.
Yeah, 4.
So you get a +1 to your stealth. So roll your stealth.
Oh, I thought that's what I was rolling. That's what it was. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so you got 5. So you easily sneak up, and you can stand wherever the fuck you want.
Okay.
Just directly in front of them.
No, you're within reason.
Okay, I say, guys, listen up. This is bullshit, okay? Freaking, what's his name? Laris is a homosexual, guys. He was grabbing me before, and I told him to fuck off. And as soon as that happened, he started getting all angry at me. So, guys, we got a homosexual here. What are we gonna do?
Alright, so that's going to be a deception roll. So the guys, for a start, as they're kind of sitting back, enjoying their rum, it must have dulled their senses a little bit, and they just kind of stared up into the darkness. And all 4 of them are kind of got stunned all of a sudden and like, where is this voice coming from? And Stan turns to Lucas and Gary turns to Dan, and then they look to the left and to the right and like turn around and stuff. Where are you standing?
I don't know.
They're sitting in like a circle around you.
Yeah.
And there's a campfire in the middle.
Well, I'm just standing,
Right
right beside 2 people or whatever.
Okay, so Stan and Lucas turn to the left and like, oh, how did he get in?
What, so they didn't listen to what I said?
No,
That's pretty much a persuasion check. He's trying to persuade them that the dude's
yeah,
gay.
and keep in mind these guys know Laris.
Yeah, but he's a rich freaking billionaire or whatever that hired them. Aren't those 2 guys that have been working in the area or whatever?
Yeah, 2 of them are
Yeah.
locals.
Stan and Lucas are archaeologists and he's hired them before, but Gary and Dan are the locals. And they're
Okay.
kind of newcomers.
Okay.
So basically you have to roll against their 4
Okay.
to get...
Is it deception or not? Because I am lying about it.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
trying
deception.
And I will use a destiny point to make 3s into...
Okay, so you can take
Successful,
it.
yeah.
So just take a roll.
Didn't even roll any 3s, but 3 is what I got.
Okay. So... Alright, and just roll that one more time for me. So we'll say that's Gary and Dan.
2 and 2.
2 and 2.
So everybody now thinks he's gay.
So
And they believe.
Stan turns to Lucas and Gary turns to Dan, and they start whispering like, homosexual.
People used to go to jail around that time too for being homosexual in England. I don't know how it was in America though.
They're like muttering to each other like, are you sure? Could it be true? And stuff like that. Like, no.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, like before when I said I had a massive cock, he was like, oh, I want some of that, big boy. And he just started grabbing me. And I told him to fuck off. And then he started getting all uppity about everything.
Eli, do you believe what he's saying?
Do I get to make that decision?
As you say, I'm impressionable. Does that sort of like this is where I'm still not sure about
You're not
impressionable.
gullible, you're impressionable, so you would act like these guys. So if he's being a bigot, for example, you might be a bigot. Or if someone's treating someone like this.
So I'm just trying to fit in more than anything.
Yeah, basically, you're aggressively trying to fit in to the point where.
Well, then I should
It
have
would
really
make
just
you
drank
not
all
fit
of
in.
that alcohol that he threw me and poured it out.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Alright.
guess I believe him. I wasn't around with any part of that other interaction.
Okay, good. Do you want to? Alright, well, if you believe it, he doesn't have to. You don't have to roll or anything. Alright, so he chooses to believe your story.
Okay.
Have some of this scotch. No, I don't offer you that scotch yet.
Yeah. Yeah, basically at the moment the guys are just muttering amongst themselves and you see like Stan shrug his shoulders and Dan shrug his shoulders and then Lucas is like doing these ones and then Gary's over like, and then you hear them all say, well, at the end of the day this guy's still paying our bills, and he says that pretty low,
I think they'd be outraged.
that he's gay.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not happy about it, but they're happy about the
See,
money
like,
they're
like
going to
they were shrugging, like, meh.
Well,
What are you going to do?
put it this way: if you were going to get a very decent paycheck, and that was your livelihood,
Okay.
Well, people used to go to jail back then for.
it would throw him into question. But they don't need to deal with him being.
Yeah, well, that just puts like how cool he's been to me into question. So
Yeah,
I'm just
basically.
like, all right, so guys, just let me just hang out by the fire. I'll be quiet, okay?
They don't disagree. They're like, Gary says, I don't know how I didn't know, but look, I didn't even notice him like touch you or anything before or anything. I didn't notice anything about his character change to previous when he hired us. Like, I haven't noticed anything. But, geez, all right. I guess we'll keep an eye on it, but just stay safe, man.
Thanks, man. It's been a rough night.
Yeah, let's hope it doesn't get any rougher. Gary and Dan as well, they don't have their own huts. They've only got like little sleeping bag, like knapsack type.
Hammocks.
Not even hammocks. They're just basically just cloth that they're going to roll themselves in. It's not. Dan actually is like, well, carrying all this stuff all day, I'm absolutely past it. I'm off to bed, guys. And he actually takes his little bedroll and takes it over to the wall of the ruin, and then he drags over this little contraption he's made out of wood and a little bit of like carbon stuff that he's found left over from his bag, and he's made like a little right angle with canvas over it, and he just puts that over to block the wind from getting at him, and he just sits there in the bottom of the pyramid and goes to sleep.
Hey, Hugh. Do you remember why you said it would be a good idea for you to come on this trip?
Yeah. We said we were going to have a blast. A nice little adventure together.
Oh.
So Laris is like thrown into question your friendship. And Ila's like, money? But anyway, so one by one the guys start to retire. And the guys have made a bed for, at this stage either way, they've made a bed for Hugh, Cleet, yourself, Jeffrey, Stan, and Lucas. So you guys all have like a little spot in the hut adjacent to Laris and Dolores' hut to sleep in when you so choose. But basically, unless you guys are going to roleplay, I'll fast forward.
Let's fast forward. Yeah.
Alright, let's start fast forwarding. Okay, that's partial. Slightly beneficial. So, it comes to about 5:30, 6 a.m. in the morning, and the sun has started to rise, and it's a really warm start to the day for how early it is. There's no frost or anything like that.
Why'd there be frost at the episode?
I don't know. It might be frosty, but it's not. So it's starting to warm up nicely. Sun's nice and bright, and you guys didn't get jacked by any birds or snakes or anything like that overnight.
It's good for me.
That you can tell. Basically, Laris is still asleep and snoring his ass off, which is surprising to Stan and Lucas, who are like, Laris is still asleep? Man, he's dropping the ball on this trip. He gets up and he walks over to the fire and starts like preparing like a breakfast meal in like a little tin can, and then accidentally but also obnoxiously, like he's pretending as it's an accident, like starts making noise with the thing that he's making breakfast on to see if he can get Laris to wake up. At this time, what are you guys doing?
Oh, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm doing nothing. I'm a guide. I'm waiting for everyone to get
some
up, ready
food
to
get
go.
cooked, and I'm making plans of.
The outside of the pyramid.
Yeah, I'm taking a look around the outside of the pyramid.
Are you actually walking around, or are you just standing still and just observing?
I'm observing from the front of it to see what's going on at this entrance.
Okay, so you walk over to where you entered from the jungle to the pyramid, and you're like standing out in front of the steps, peering at this magnificent structure that's about. It's quite high. I don't know how to judge distance of height of buildings, but it's a really big structure. Like it's pyramid level structure. So it's like it's big, but it's more of an Aztec design. So it's like steps, and then it goes back a bit, and then there's an entrance, and then there appears to be more things up the top that come out, and steps that goes up. And then at the top there's this big like what would you say? It's almost like a doorway. It's like a big doorway with a big block on the top of it, kind of like a Stonehenge thing. You know how this it's got like that at the very top of the pyramid, and it's massive.
Using my skills with infiltration, can I see any other kind of entrances besides the obvious front one?
Well, you assume based on the civilization that there's going to be 2 to 3 entrances that will also be on the exterior of the pyramid in very, very easy to find places.
Interesting.
2 of which will be up the stairs, 1 of which will be on this, like a side entrance in at the like lower level.
Alright, looks like I know where we're going to be entering from.
So, what are you doing, Hugh?
I'll go climb up on the back on the steps and sit in the middle of the steps.
As though he's been there all night.
I've been there all night.
Okay. So as that happens, are you doing anything, Clete? Is there any morning rituals that you, when you wake up, do you sing to the moon or anything? I don't know.
Maybe I am praying because I'm a bit nervous about going into this temple today. So I'm doing that, and then I'm going to help the boys pack up.
Okay, so basically regarding packing up, all you're really doing is putting the provisions in the hut that you guys just slept in. So
Alright,
the
we're
food
keeping
doesn't
camp there?
spoil. Yeah.
Okay,
so
never mind then. I'm not doing
the
anything.
camp's
I'm just
staying.
praying and waiting.
Alright, and then you start to hear Dolores get up, and she gets up and you hear her like rustling around and stuff in the cabin, and then she comes out and like she looks like she hasn't even gone to sleep, in terms of like she looks like she's spent hours on her hair and stuff like that, getting it out of the way, and she's all well dressed and that sort of shit. Looks like she's had a nightmare of a sleep though. And she doesn't look happy, and she just nervously walks over and sits in front of the fire and doesn't make eye contact with anyone. And meanwhile, Laris is still snoring away. Which at that point, Lucas goes, right, he may be the boss, So he's preventing his own discovery, and I'm sure he'd want us to wake up. So he goes in there, and he gets a little thing of whiskey, very like almost a shot, not quite, and just waves it in front of his nose back and forth. And he's like, "Geez, even the whiskey's not waking him today."
He's dead.
All right.
Close snoring.
So all you guys hear is just a like noise, and then it's just like you hear Laris go, "Lucas, what the hell are you doing in my tent? Jesus, what a rude awakening! What time is it?" And Lucas goes, "You've overslept. It's almost 7 now. Jesus, we must be up and getting into the temple. We don't want to waste a minute of daylight. Get everyone to get their torches and everything ready. We're heading into the temple." And he walks out. Today he's not well dressed at all. He just looks like he's wearing pajamas and he's just put on some boots. And then he straps on a belt, and he leans into his tent and pulls out this little hat and puts a hat on, so it at least looks like
pajamas with boots
I'm
and a
imagining
hat.
blue silky pajamas with a weird belt, cool hunting hat.
He's wearing his machete belt and stuff on. So I don't think he's realised. He basically hasn't realised that he's woken up and hasn't put his hands on or anything. He's just kind of woken up and just put on a hat and he put on his machete and he reckons he's ready to go. And he just starts marching towards the stairs and says, "Right, Mr. Roberts, let's go in this ruin. I've been waiting all night. What are we doing? Where are we going?"
Well, first we're just going to take a look through the front door and see what we can find. I mean, we don't know what to expect, so we'll just take a look through the front door.
He seems to be quite happy today. He goes, "Phew, I forgot you were still here." "Right you are, sitting on the steps still too. Good lad." Just walks straight past you. Goes into the temple, goes to walk in the temple, and he's like, our first challenge in entering into this magnificent ruin. What's this? A door. I didn't expect this. Mr. Roberts, say, what do you make of this? And it's just, it looks like just a really big stone, sturdy door.
I roll perception to see if I can check out any kind of... Is this infiltration?
You can use infiltration.
Is that an assist?
You can use either one.
Yeah, I'll just use it.
You can perceive and then infiltrate.
I will perceive in an effort to see how I can infiltrate this door.
Roll perception.
Yeah. We got ourselves a 5.
A 5? That's a fucking... He's like... so... Basically, you see the door and you're like... This door isn't traditional architecture for something we would expect to be Amazonian or anything around this area, really. There's something a bit odd about this door. It's not stone, but it looks like stone. And if you tap it, it's hard on the surface, but doesn't feel dense. So you tap it and it makes it sound like it's not solid, and it's not a thick material, but it looks really sturdy. But it doesn't feel sturdy. You know what I mean?
I'll scrape it with a machete and see if how easy it dents.
So you get your machete and you actually scrape it on the wall, and it takes a little bit at the start, like you're moving it a little bit, and the blade's kind of flexing a little bit, and then it catches and moves, and you just scrape it off, and it's almost like dust.
What do you think, Stan and Lucas? I'll ask them. What do they make of this?
So Stan and Lucas go, well, Mr. Roberts, we haven't seen this sort of door really at all ever, to be honest. Not one that looks like stone, but acting more like very aged wood.
Aged wood.
Aged wood. Yeah. And he's like, let me just take a look at this here. And he just walks up and he pulls out this tiny, tiny little hammer and just goes on the wood. It's like, hits it again, and you actually visually see it like move, and then he goes down the bottom and kind of feels around, and then just goes again with this hammer, and it's like moving the door quite a lot, and then he goes, I reckon about here, and he just randomly picks a spot at the bottom left and just goes, and then this huge crack just forms down the middle of the door, and it just crumbles in on itself, and it's like the outside of the door was coated in something to preserve wood, but the wood was so old that it had like I guess almost mummified, like it had gone chalky, like the wood had gone all chalky, so it hits that and this whole thing just crumbles in. It's like, well, that'll do it. It'll get us in. Can't really salvage the door, but I mean, Mr. Laris, do you want an old crusty door? And Mr. Laris is like, well, in Discovery, there's always a few sacrifices, I guess.
Why do you want a door?
So, in saying that, you guys probably realise he's not actually that much interested in the scientific. He doesn't care about the actual scientific significance of it. He just wants his name on the pyramid. He just wants to be the person who gets it, and he wants the money from the artifact.
Alright, let's light up some torches and see what we can check out inside this thing.
Alright, so Stan and Lucas start lighting torches and start passing them around to everyone. And Lucas, when he goes and hands Hugh a torch and kind of goes, like, just gives you a light.
He knows the deal.
He a little bit suspicious or whatever. And you guys all pull out your torches that you've been given and kind of give them a bit of a wave around, take a look. There's fucking spider webs everywhere. Like, this place has been uninhabited for ages, and you can see that like when you move your torches around, you occasionally see some like very old human skeletons kind of sitting there. And Laris is like, right, time to find some treasure. Let's head a little bit further in, shall we, Mr. Roberts?
Jesus.
Mr. Roberts.
And steps into the cave. Goes, Cleet, do you make anything of any of these markings in said ruin?
Well, can I roll perception and see if it's anything I recognise?
Sure.
I don't think it's going to, but I'll give it a crack. Oh, shit.
So what do you get to?
I got... Is that mine?
3.
I got a 3. I got a 4. That's not one. I got a 3.
Okay. So you recognise from looking at it that a lot of the symbols are very similar to your language in some places. You recognise that for the most part it's just like there's nothing really important written on the walls. It's just like this civilization's way of basically naming where you are and stuff. It's like a directory of where you are in the building. And it just says like
You are
entranceway, and then has like a tribe name, and like how many people built this particular section of the ruin and all that sort of stuff.
Okay, it's very
I
factual.
bet it wasn't a ruin when they built it.
You're very right about that, Mr. Roberts.
Like even the basic information is accurate.
That's why they call him Professor.
There are obviously parts of the language that you don't recognise, though, and it's strange because up until this point in time, your particular tribe in the Amazonian rainforest have never been known to build anything whatsoever out of stone.
Okay. All right. Well,
So what's in the first room? What are we walking into? Oh,
You're in a hallway.
peering
at the
through.
moment.
Oh, it's a hallway.
Yeah,
Oh, I
you're
bet
just
it's
in a
a big
really
room.
fucking wide hallway.
Okay.
Stan and Lucas seem to be in awe of just the fact that this thing is even standing here and like looking at it and like, oh, look at it over here.
It's a hallway. What are they looking at?
Yeah, but
Just symbols.
there's
Looking at all the
inscriptions
dead
and
bodies.
stuff in the wall, and they're like, yeah. You see them like conversing with each other. Hey, Stan, you think this belongs over here, and whatever. And they're talking to each other about this like particular symbols and whether they think they belong in the area that they actually are and stuff, because it doesn't make sense to where they would usually be and that sort of thing. And they're not from the right area or anything like that. So he's having a look at it and he's like, this one doesn't even look like it's from anywhere near the Americas. This looks like, which tribe was this?
Alien.
This looks almost Middle Eastern.
Alien versus Predator.
Middle Eastern.
Middle Eastern.
How would have this got here?
That's a very good question, Mr. Rob. It's a very good question. Do you have any interjection as to why you think these might be here?
Well, they must have travelled here at some point. That's the only thing that makes sense. Let us continue.
Cleve,
yeah.
when you read how many people have been here and stuff like that,
How many people built this room?
yeah, so how many people were involved in the building of this room, you see that it's like 1,000 people were involved in this particular area of the temple.
Mm-hmm.
And the part of the area that you can't figure out is how extensive this particular portion of the pyramid is. So it says that 1,000 people helped build this part, but you couldn't figure out what that part was. So
Okay.
whether it's the room, whether it's the entire building, whether it's the floor, or anything like that.
Okay.
So Stan and Lucas go, I don't understand. These aren't even from the same time period. This one here was stopped being used by civilizations in, say, I think it was the Middle Eastern area, centuries before this one was even started, but they're in the same, what looks like to be statement almost. I don't understand why this is here. And then over here, this is a completely different one. This one looks like it's from an Asian culture of some kind. I didn't specialize in any Asian culture, so I don't recognize it at all. But it does look to be Asian in some form. It definitely doesn't look like anything Western, European, or Middle Eastern.
I just remembered I studied languages. So I will try and work out what any of it says.
Okay. So you need to roll.
What does it include? Intelligence
Yes?
for a vocation?
Yes?
Just intelligence, and then just one for the roll, I guess.
Base is 3 plus your intelligence plus vacation.
Yeah. Alright, well that's 5. We got ourselves a 2, boys.
Alright, so that's only enough to really do an uncommon task. Roll a d20 as well.
We got ourselves a D20, boys.
Alright, so what's it?
11.
Alright. So, slightly beneficial You realise that whilst you seem to be having, like, maybe you're hungover from the night before, this would normally be a task that you would be able to do. You're looking around and you're not really finding a whole lot. You do find at the foot of one of the walls that there does appear to be like a little section of symbols, and it kind of explains how to read a very small portion of the sentence for you. So you figured out from that, that's looks like X, Y, and Z from this, so I must read it in this order, sort of thing. And you read the words together, the word together, but it's written in a strange way. So in the particular language that you're reading, let's say this particular one is Egyptian. In the particular language you're reading, usually it would be displayed as like a few different symbols, like maybe 2 or 3. But in this particular instance, they've used 5 different symbols to represent together.
Time travelers. I don't know.
Anyway, Laris is like, who cares about this script shit on these walls? I want to go find something real interesting. Like, I don't care about this hobo on the floor over here who's carrying a petrified stick. What am I going to do with that? We got to try and find some real treasure, people.
There's a hobo on the floor?
No, it's not a hobo. He's talking about a skeleton on the floor that's like...
Why didn't you mention this skeleton?
I said before.
When we're waving the torches around.
It's just a human person.
Oh, okay, excellent.
Dolores has her own torch.
She's here
I'm
with us.
surprised you even came with us.
Yeah,
I would
she-
have thought she...
She came in with it.
We haven't heard her talk yet either.
She's gonna go.
Yeah.
So Dolores for the large part has been holding her torch kind of like this, close to her chest. And she steps on something crunchy and kind of steps back, and as she does that, lifts up her torch real high. As she does that, she lifts it up, and nobody's done this yet, has illuminated the roof a little bit. There's more scriptures on the roof. There appears to be like a gold-leaf lining on the entire length of the top of the ceiling, but it's all got like what do they call that? Like, not lime. Over time, you get that weird stuff that goes on top of metal, not rust.
On top of metal.
Yeah, after it ages for a while.
Look at that green crap.
Copper.
We'll just say that
You get copper on top of it, don't you?
we'll just say it's mold for now because I can't think of what it's called. Might be slate. What I'm trying to think of, I don't know. No, that's
Are you
not
thinking about how like copper gets green? It goes green.
No. Anyway, so there's like some sort of dusty looking shit all over the gold. Like, yeah, that's about normal. But Laris is like, wow. You know what that means, Mr. Roberts?
Oh yeah. Why don't you tell everyone?
That means
going to be
gold. The civilization had gold. Maybe this won't be a wasted trip after all. He's kind of just staring at this ceiling with his hand on his machete, still in his pajama pants, not realizing that he's still wearing them.
Who was the guy that nodded to me before?
Lucas.
Lucas. I make eye contact with Lucas, and I go.
Laris is much too involved
focused.
in looking
Yeah,
at
that's right.
but Lucas kind of he almost starts laughing, but kind of goes. Laris like, "What's wrong, my boy?" And Lucas goes, "Nothing, sir. Just it's a bit dusty in here." And everyone proceeds to walk forward and spread out. As you do so, Loris isn't really lifting her feet.
My phone died.
And like scrapes her foot on the ground. She's like, "Ugh, this floor is like sticky and gross. It's like slimy. What? I don't understand why you keep bringing me to places like this, Laris. I was like, my dear, because this is where I earn my money, and you need to be here to make sure if I need anything, that you can do it for me. That's all it says.
Okay.
Misogynist.
Mm.
Man.
Well, it's 1940.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. People practically hated women back then. Almost, not quite.
They hated them. They're all scrap.
Laris anyway holds his torch down to the floor, and there's like, it looks like there's actually been living organisms in here. And what I mean by that is there's like beetles and some insects that are certainly surviving, and something appears to have eaten insects at some point in time, because there's like husks of the insects that look like they've been ripped open and stuff been eaten out of them and all that sort of stuff. So
These look like there's been eaten recently.
So that's all across the ground, is it?
yeah.
I walk over, I put my fingers in it, and then I reach it up to my mouth, and I go, well, I lick it. I go, still warm.
I've got no reason to doubt you.
Laris turns to you and sees you lick your fingers, and Lucas is like paying a lot of attention to the fact that Laris is looking at you licking your fingers, eating this goo. And Laris is like, yeah, not sure that was a good idea, but okay. What did it taste like? And then, while that's happening, Licky looks at you and goes, like, okay. What does it taste like, Jordan?
I bet you want to know, don't you?
You said it's the Laris?
Yeah.
Laris just goes, are you daft, boy? I'm not sticking that shit in my mouth.
Boy.
But it does mean that there are potentially creepy crawlies or something living in here, or potentially that, who knows, last trip we found some mold that was very warm to the touch, that was growing in some areas. In other areas it was really cold, so maybe it's just some mold. Okay. Larry says, anyway, what are we spending so much time looking at in the middle of this magnificent structure? We've still got so much more work, so much to look at. As he says that.
Murder, she wrote.
16.
16. So, yeah, that's unfortunate.
Oh, he wants us to get a bad one.
As that happens,
16.
Laris finds another room to the left, and it opens up, and it appears to be, at first glance, it kind of looks like it'll be a ritual chamber. After a little bit more observation to anyone with any eyes on their face at all, it appears to be a preparation room of some kind. And if you have a look at some of the images on the wall, even if you don't know what symbols are, there are drawings of like Egyptian, and then like there's actual drawings of people, and then there's like almost like it's almost like braille of like yeah, I'll just say there's braille, and then there's dots that look like people, and basically in all these little symbols that you can see around the building, some of them don't look like anything to the people like Gary, Dan, and Hugh, but for the rest of the group, you can pretty much discern that all the symbols look like, one way or another, indications of burial rituals and of medical practices of some kind. And in the room, there's like jars of things, and that have got like black solidified liquid that have come out and solidified over the years. And there's like broken computers, just
Pewters.
general- as in pewter,
Oh.
and other things like that.
I just pull out my whip at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your phallic
Okay.
looking whip.
Yeah.
I think you were the one in this game.
Yeah, I was just going to say, at this point, Lucas looks at your whip and is like, he's not so sure anymore that you're telling the truth. While you've deceived him, he's kind of like,
Hang on.
who is this guy? I think he's black.
Got a dick whip.
Do you do anything with the whip? Or you just...
No, I've just got it in my hand, so then if I have to pull it out later on.
Laris doesn't notice the whip, but Dolores does, and she's disgusted by it. She just kind of holds her hand in front of her mouth and...
Is there any sweet tools in this room?
Yes, but they appear to be blunted and dulled over time. So there's like, it's almost like a hook, and then there's right next to the hook that has like a weird bend in the handle. So the handle comes out like this, and then it bends around. It's got a hook, and then right next to it there's like it looks like a saw, like almost like a tree saw. But it's a lot smaller and in the shape of more of like a knife.
Well, let's take note of what's in this room and move on. Looks like we've got some medical shit in here, and definitely don't want to touch those jars quite yet, but we'll be able to note it down and come back for this and test it in some labs, I guess, later on. Put it in some crates, or how the fuck are we just taking any of this shit back?
So basically, at the moment you're just discovering it, make sure that you guys have the bulk of whatever's here and document it. So you would write down everything that's here, and then you would leave people here to make sure nobody else touches. So within the room as well, you can notice that there are old caskets and stuff like that that are being put up against the walls, and there's like a slab in the middle, like a slab of concrete, well not concrete, but stone in the middle that you can see it's got quite a lot of scrape marks through it, and does have like remnants of blood that's been cleaned away, and then more blood's been there and cleaned away, and more blood that's been cleaned away.
I instantly faint.
Okay, so you realise that and faint?
Yeah.
Laris goes,
Couldn't he risk like hurting himself, fainting?
roll a d20.
15.
It's a good D20.
So at this point, Mr. Roberts falls and lands into like, so they have like a bandage that they must have used in the ritual, and there's just a massive like bunch of roll of that that's very brittle, but he's kind of fallen on that, and it's like torn, and it's made a soft little almost bed for him to fall into and collapse. So Laris goes, I forgot this was even a problem. If only I could find a better archaeologist than pass out. Oh well, Dan, this is your problem. Dan's like, really? So he walks over and just grabs the bandages to see how brittle they are and sees if he can pull them. And he pulls them, and your whole body seems to move with this giant block of bandages. It's almost like wet toilet paper that over time is like stuck together. So he's just pulling this big clump of like gross looking bandage.
You weren't told.
And he's just using that as like a hammock type thing to pull you along. Laris is like, right then, well, this is of no interest to me at all. Next. And just like ignorantly just walks back into the temple by himself. into the next room, and you just see him walk straight through into a dark room, and then you see, like, as he goes through, his light's there, and then his light doesn't seem to be coming out into the hallway anymore, but it doesn't seem like he's moved far enough into the hallway to the point where it should have disappeared. There's no sound.
Okay.
How long would I pass out for?
It's only like a few more seconds.
Yeah, okay.
So, as I say that,
I'm just looking over
Whoa!
my dear friend's body. He's looking concerned at Professor Roberts.
Dan's like,
Was that blood?
Dan's like, no, it sure wasn't. So that was a pretty quick pass out there. It's not as long as last time. And then it's like, all right, let's go. Laris has just disappeared.
I help Professor Roberts up.
Laris? Yeah, where's Laris?
He walked into that room and disappeared.
What do you mean disappeared?
His light disappeared, and then you heard nothing. He's just gone.
What could this mean, Professor Roberts?
I don't know, I wasn't there. Alright, well, let's just check out the room that he just apparently just disappeared into.
Click.
Wait, let's get Cleet to go in first.
Yeah, this Negro.
Boy! I say boy!
I don't think she's black, she's like South American, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
still
but-
boy.
She's still a boy.
Yeah.
Okay, but okay.
Boy, go check on Mr. Roberts.
At this point, Beck, you realise as Cleek that you may have heard like myths about vanishing people from your tribe in the past.
Mm.
See, I just don't get why he's even gone in this temple. Like,
So you're deathly scared because you won't get paid unless you do.
I'm not gonna feed my babies.
Yeah,
I
you
got all
really
the
need
goats
the
at
money.
home.
And as the guys ask you to do it, you get even more frightened.
Alright, so I walk with my torch shaking as I hold it with two hands, going into the room really slowly because I don't want to disappear also.
So as she does that, from the perspective of Gary, Dan, Stan, Lucas, Dolores, Hugh, and Jeff,
Everyone else.
as you see Cleek step in, see one foot go into the door, the next foot go into the door, he's kind of brung the torch in after him, and then after that, it's like someone's just cut off the light. There's just no light, just walked into darkness. But you don't hear anything. It just seems like he just walked into a room and just paid no attention to the fact that light disappeared.
And what do I see? I mean, I didn't just disappear entirely.
Wow, I don't get to that yet because these guys haven't seen it, and that way they can't mitigate.
Okay.
Oh god.
What do we do, Professor?
I don't know, Professor. I say we send in Mungus. Is it Mungus? Humongous. Yeah, Mungus.
We sending me.
Hey Dolores, why don't you chase after your husband?
You're gonna send them all.
Wait, before you go, Dolores, too, can I wrap my whip around your leg? And also, pull the torch forward. Let's all go behind her a bit, and she can push the torch forward or whatever, so we can see what happens with the torch first.
That's fine.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Stan and Lucas go, that's actually the first smart thing that I've ever heard.
Well, that's why I'm a professor!
2 gold medals, baby.
With 2 gold medals.
Alright, so you wrap it around Dolores' leg.
Yep.
It's firmly wrapped around her leg.
Yep.
She holds the torch out,
Yep.
closes her eyes, and steps in.
Okay.
And from behind, what you see is a person go in darkness.
Okay.
I thought slowly though. Did the torch disappear
Yeah.
before
No,
she did?
She slowly went in with her eyes closed and kind of stepped in. And as she puts her torch through, the torch light seems to like vanish as she steps in. You can still kind of see her arm, but it appears to be darkness. She
Okay.
steps into the room, and then you see and hear nothing.
Okay.
The rope, the whip is still attached.
Okay, I start pulling on the whip to bring her back.
As soon as you pull on the whip, you like force her back, and she like comes back out. She's like, "What are you doing?"
I couldn't see you anymore, woman. What happened?
Nothing. It's just another room. What do you mean?
I
Did
didn't trust her.
Did you see Laris?
Did you see? Yeah.
Laris and Cleet are on the other side.
What were they doing?
They were just having a look.
They weren't wondering where we are?
They don't care where you guys are. They're exploring in here. There's all kinds of cool shit in there. She doesn't say shit. She said there's all kinds of cool trinkets in there.
Trinkets?
Why is she trying to make us go in this room?
Go back in there.
Go back in there and talk to them, and then come back out.
Yeah.
So
Come and tell them that we're scared. Come back out.
She walks back in. Roll perception.
We do.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
3.
You got 5. Alright, so we'll go back to Cleet's perspective now. So Cleet, you've walked in after Laris.
Scary.
And you've walked into a room.
This is going to be from.
You still got your phone, and you can still see out in the hallway. But when you look out in the hallway, all the guys still appear to be standing there talking about going into the room. You can't hear them, but they look like they're talking about going into the room. You haven't seen what's just happened. You just see them in the moment as you look outside the room.
Oh, so I saw them and then I turned my back when they sent Dolores through?
No. So you just see them.
Oh, okay.
Right
so same
now.
time
What
frame.
about when Dolores
Yeah.
come,
They're just
went
chatting.
through?
I didn't see anything.
You didn't see Dolores come through at all. What you see and still continue to see is them talking about walking through and the fact that Laris is gone. So as if you never existed. And that you never went through the door.
How rude. Okay. And what is...
I'm
Can I...
confused.
Yeah. Can I roll perception for the room or something? Can I
In
do
the
something?
room, so when you look in the room, you've got a room that appears to be, it's dark, but there's like lit torches on either side of like a stone seat, and there appears to be like fresh fruit. There's a brand like spanking new, like freshly cut wooden door to your left on one of the walls, and everything appears to be new.
Alright, I want to peer my head back out the door to ask the boys what's taking them so long.
Okay.
Well, does she know that? Does she see Dolores go back
No,
in?
I didn't
or
see
no?
Dolores at
No.
all. You guys
So-
were just chatting in the hallway for some reason.
You step back out the door.
No, just pop my head up.
Okay, so you pop your head out the door
Yeah.
with your body in the room.
Yes.
Okay. So when you
Very specific.
when you pop your head out the door with the torch, you see the guys just after you just walked in. So as if you've never walked in the room before, and you
Okay.
just come out.
Like, do we see her? We
No.
see her come out. No.
You don't
Wait,
see
what do you mean I don't go? Did I die? Am I like in some void now? What happened?
So
I
you're
never
out.
seen
You're
that.
out looking at us.
Yes.
But it's at the same time, like, are they
So-
talking about Dolores
so-
going in now? Or
We're saying, "Look, Dolores, go back in."
No.
We need you to go back
So
in.
what
What's happening?
what you see is that they've seen you just walk in and then pop your head immediately back out, and they go,
Yeah.
"What are you doing?"
Oh, okay. So, like, you know, like... Wait, so what's happening with Dolores?
No, you don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that? Okay.
You
So, I'm
you
gonna
literally
tell-
walked in, took a look around for a bit, and you've walked out immediately after you've just walked back in.
So
So time-wise...
time
like,
hasn't
food.
passed since you walked
Okay.
into the room.
I asked them what's taking them so long and that there's all this glorious food and we're having a feast. That's what we're doing, right?
Do I have to speak for our old time frame?
No.
Okay.
So the group then appears to be cautious about the fact that you're sticking your head out and your arms, legs, and the rest of your body are behind this thing. And
You're
there's
going,
complete-
"Oh, it's great, guys. Come on in."
yeah, and there's complete darkness. So basically, what they're seeing at
It's
the
just a floating
moment
head.
is basically there's this complete darkness, and they can see like a little bit of your skin coming out of the the black, but it looks like you're coming out of like almost like mud, but it's mist kind of. It's
Okay.
hard to explain.
Mud
Alright.
mist.
Okay, but again, I'm like,
It's like the
Come on.
veil out of Harry Potter and Order of Phoenix.
that's what I was thinking. It's like I've died. You've sent me through the freaking,
So
and I'm this serious. And we're
So what happens next is the guys continue to walk into the room,
you guys coming through?
No.
and then we cut back to these guys who've just seen Dolores walk in, and that's it. You've just seen Dolores walk back in, and she's taken the rope off her leg.
And she came out and talked to us,
Yep.
But
And
I
then-
never saw her. And
but
now
we
you guys are
don't
coming through
have
with
any
me.
of that.
You don't have any recollection of the fact that that just happened.
Yeah.
they
But
just
we
walked
told
in with me.
Dolores to walk in there and talk to them and come back out.
Yeah, that's what we did the second time. That's
Yeah.
what we're doing when
Yep.
we cut to. So
So now
get back
we
in there.
Who's
Everything.
Dolores
Yeah. So and that's what she's done.
and has she come back out to say that she talked to them?
Yeah. She said that she's seen Cleet and that she's seen Laris, and they're fine.
We
They're just having
And then
a
they
look at
sent
some
them
cool
back in
trinkets.
again.
bring them back out. Bring them back out.
She's already. She didn't. You sent her back in to check, to come back out, to go back in. She's gone back in.
Yeah, to,
So
to
she's
talk
not
with
back out
them.
anymore.
To talk with them and us.
And bring them back out.
Yeah.
Okay. So Dolores walks back in and brings back out Laris and Cleet. You are not.
This Cleet.
Okay.
Laris and Cleet.
Well,
are-
What's in there,
What was
guys?
in
Am I
there?
this Cleet, or like is he like just me in a different?
Don't worry.
You don't know yet. That's
Okay.
the point.
All right.
Okay.
What's in there?
So there's all kinds of cool little trinkets. This civilization appears to have been very, very rich. They've got some real cool gadgets. Like, look at this, and he pulls out like a sweet little coin that's like a compass, but doesn't appear to work on magnetism.
Okay, can let's talk about the elephant in the room here. You do realise there's this black mist that you're going through. Okay, is there anything on the other? What's on the other side?
Exactly what we said. What are you talking about? We walked in there. I've been in there for like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, and I've come back out. What are you guys doing? Like I said, I just walked in this room. I expected you guys to follow. What are
We
you guys
couldn't see you on the other side. What could you see when you walked back out? Could you see us?
Yeah, I could see you guys. You were talking about coming back in.
But he could hear it.
We've never been in there! Fuck it, I'm going in.
Alright, so Mr. Roberts says that he's going in. Stan and Lucas say, alright, should we all take the leap together then?
I wish I took the leap with you guys. But you're not going to up in the fruit room.
Yeah, I guess so.
Alright, so all of you guys all walk through one after another. On the other side, you get there. Laris,
Wait,
Dolores,
oh no, I was
everybody's
going to
there.
say, do we have some rope or whatever that we could tie around ourselves?
Every-
we could pull
I have
out.
rope.
Everybody appears to be there, and you're in a room that is filled with trinkets, and there does appear to be cool little contraptions like this weird compass, but it doesn't rely on magnetism. It does have north, east, south, and west,
Okay.
but it doesn't say NESW or anything. It's just got an up, a right, a bottom, and a left.
Okay.
Is there multiple of these?
There's two.
So, since we have this torch when we're walking through, so the torch disappears after a certain spot. So, when we go through the door, is the torch like
It's still
straight away?
visible to you, though.
It's
not
still visible.
It's just not visible to anybody else.
The torch.
So it's
Yes.
like you're walking through a normal room.
Yeah, so,
So
you walking through
we
the
couldn't
door-
have half where you're looking on both sides and going like this with the torch
To
You
you,
could
it
try.
seemed normal.
because it disappears. So if it disappears, it's got to have a point where it's lighting on one side.
Okay.
I say, who cares? Let's just keep going. I'm holding up the story.
I'm so confused by this time room.
Yeah.
Alright.
Does the compass move if I move it around?
No, the compass. So, just to give you a reference frame, So we'll just assume at this point that you picked up one compass and you picked up one compass.
Okay.
Your compass and your compass are at exactly the same spot.
It measures time.
Maybe it's the upside down.
Hey, you hold on to that compass. I'm going back out, and I'll come back in.
So at the moment,
I'm munching on mangoes.
Yeah.
I think we're having a good old time eating fruit. So
Yeah, I'm going back
you're
out, and we'll see.
technically with Dolores and
Is she watching us
I didn't
doing
say
this
Dolores.
too?
They all came in my little timeline. We're all in this room right now. You said that
Yeah, you said we all
the boys
walked
all
in.
came in,
on
so
ours.
we're all in this timeline. You created multiples.
No. They've walked in and they've actually gone in and you've seen them gone in, but they're not in your timeline.
So I saw them come in and they just disappeared when they came through the
Yes.
door. Okay. well, you didn't
So
say
to
that
you
before.
they're just vanished.
Okay, but Dolores isn't there. I'm here with Cleet. No, I'm Cleet. I'm here with Laris.
Yes. You followed Laris and Dolores, right?
No, I followed Laris, and then Dolores came in, but I never saw Dolores. So I'm there with Laris.
Okay, sorry. I'm getting
Have
lost.
you watched Stranger Things?
No. Alright, so that's what's happening at the moment.
I'm going back out. I'll keep my eye on my thing. You keep your eye on I'll look at them and mark off what symbols they're sitting at. Are they the same symbols?
Wait,
Yes.
can you hold your arm through when you go back out and just give me the thumbs up if it's turning the same, if it turns around, or if it's
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, I gotcha.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I walk out backwards, holding the compass in this hand and my thumbs.
Yeah.
No, this is neutral.
Yeah.
Neutral.
Neutral.
And I walk out,
Looking at your
looking at my compass.
Alright, so when you look at your compass, it's pointing like north and it's like a bit off. When you walk through, it doesn't move, as in physically you don't see it move, but it's changed and it's in a completely different spot now. Now when you look at it, it's directly south.
And now I don't remember whether or not I'm supposed to put my thumbs up or down or what for that, so I walk back into the room.
Okay, you walk back into the room. Jordan sees you walk out of the room, and your compass is now in a different position
Than it originally was.
than what Hughes was. Yes.
So
Is it
we're all
in
not
directly
the same
south
room.
still?
No. So now it's like north but west.
So he's not on the same thing as with us then,
No.
as
not.
me. Wait,
So
so
we're
if
in
I
the
was
room
with all the
that-
other guys, then does that mean I'm with the other guys, the actual guys?
That's the question.
Well, Anna, I think I'm with the real Laris, right?
Maybe.
Alright.
I mean, he
You
was the
walk
first
in
one
with
who
him.
walked in, and then I followed
I'm
him.
scared.
Okay.
Alright, we'll go back to Cleet. So you're in a room with a wooden door to your left, and there appears to be food. It's very delicious fresh food,
Mhm.
and there is a chair.
There's a what? A chair.
A chair, yeah.
And I've got Laris in there,
Yes.
but no Dolores.
No Dolores.
Okay, so what's Laris doing?
Laris is just sitting there eating fruit like it's the best fruit he's ever
Well,
had.
it is the best fruit ever. So I sit down with my newfound fruit friend and we eat mangoes. And
Yeah, so you just sit down with Laris and he's just eating.
yeah,
Okay.
and, yeah, that's it.
Um,
It's a pretty boring room. It's just
Roll
fruit.
perception.
Oh, okay. That's perception. I got a 2.
You got a 2.
Yeah.
You notice that Laris is acting differently, but you don't know how.
Great. Okay. Well, can I look around the room to see if there's anything else that I've missed other than this fruit table?
The door.
Okay. That's not all that I can
That
do.
door. We should have just turned back.
Did I see Eli going back out into the hallway?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Don't you mean Jeffrey Roberts?
You saw them left, but immediately after they left, well, as soon as they came in, they disappeared.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is when he went back outside to do this compass thing, did I see him pop outside?
No. So you go back to the door and look outwards. you still see the previous instance where they're talking about entering in, but you can't hear them saying it.
So I saw them walk in, but they're still out there talking.
Yes.
Oh my god, okay.
What the fuck?
So I'm just going to keep eating mangoes because the boys aren't listening to me.
I'm going to come in and go, so, Hugh, these things seem to have something to do with when you walk in and out of this room,
So
it
you
changes.
walk back in first,
Yeah.
and you've noticed it's changed.
Mm. And I'm
Put
just...
your compass down
What
and
did
look
you
at the room. Alright. So, you notice despite the fact that you're in this room, you just left this room and walked back into the same room, that the room is completely different. And none of the people that were previously in it are currently in it. And that your dial on your compass has changed.
so what's in this room?
So, in this particular room, basically it's quite a grand room. It's quite big, and it's got like a big ornate circle on the bottom of it, and it like spirals in like a snake. And then there's 3 more doors, and they're all, you can't see through any 3 of the doors. There's no doors on them. They're little entrances or exits, if you want to call them that, and you can't see through any of the doors. It's just black. But the rest of the room is well lit with like lanterns.
So is it spiral walls like a maze, or is it
No.
spiral
on
markings on the
there's
floor?
just like an indent in the floor that's in the shape of a snake, but it has like symbols on it.
I will try and read these symbols.
Okay.
I will use, I can't remember, 3 intelligence and etymology skill.
So difficulty of 4.
Oh shit. I've only got 5. 3. But I will use a destiny point to get it up to 4.
Okay.
What do I find out from these symbols?
So you find out that looking at the floor, this appears to be some sort of calendar, and at the very, very middle of the snake-like spiral, there's a spot for the compass.
Oh, I guess I'll get this one.
Alright, so you walk over to the spiral and put your compass in the floor.
Mm-hmm.
The entire floor sinks by an inch, and then by an inch as it goes in, and creates like this weird like spiral thing that goes down. And then you see the compass move, and as the compass moves, this spiral moves. So the spiral's moving and the dial on the compass is moving. So at the moment, it was on...
Can I still reach the compass, or is it
northwest?
right
Yeah,
in the ground?
it's like right at your feet.
Yeah.
So you've got a bit of room to move around if you wanted to. If you look at it, it's gone through northwest and it's just slowly ticking like a clock.
Alright, so I'm going to wait for it to go back to northeast slightly, like it was with his room,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll take it out.
Okay, so you take it out.
Yeah.
You now do what?
I
So
don't
the
know.
floor sinks back up and flattens out.
I will go
That's all
walk
right.
through that same door.
So
That
you're going to
I
walk
came
out
through.
the door that you came in.
Yeah.
Okay, so you walk out the door that you came in,
Looking at my compass.
and you walk back in.
Mm-hmm.
And when you enter in there, you come out the door that you enter into the original door. So the first room that you walk in, as if you have come back in straight after you left Jordan.
Okay.
So you now have the same marking as Jordan has on the symbol on his compass, and you're in the same room as you.
Did you
Okay.
see my thumbs up?
I was going to say, yeah, thanks for putting your thumb up.
This happens literally immediately for you.
So I had my fist out and
Yeah,
came
put
back
his
in.
fist
Fist out and then just walk
And
through.
he's just come back in with his compass.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for putting your fist up, mate.
I don't remember if I was supposed to put it up or if my dial changed or not. But I'll tell you one thing. My dial changed. What the hell is going on?
I say, how can that be? And then the camera pans to Eli.
Okay. Well, you see, there seems to be technologies. But when I left, I came back in, and I was in a different room, and you weren't here, and my dial was completely different. I'm just going to explain whatever the fuck I did. I can explain that to
And
him.
I say, how could that be? You were like 2 seconds and you were back in.
For you, it was like 15 minutes.
It was like 15 minutes for me.
Yeah, I know. It was like 2 seconds for me.
There seems to be some kind of time.
Perception on the room that we're in. Oh, no, what do we see in this room? What's in the room?
So in the room, you have just that room with the trinkets, which you've already taken.
The trinkets that we
Yeah,
have.
so there's like...
What else is in the room?
There's like a bench, that's it. So
Just
the rest
a
of the
bench.
guys are standing around like a bench, looking
Looking
at the
at
room
shit.
like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
But there's nothing to do in this room.
They would have heard what we said, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they're paying
So,
attention, but they're
so is everybody in the room besides...
like, Dolores.
Dolores, Laris,
Why isn't
and...
Dolores there?
No, Dolores is in there, so
And Laris.
it's beside Laris.
and Laris and... Okay, I say, Dolores, why the hell did you lie and say that Laris and Cleet were in it?
She proceeds to say that, I never said that.
And I say, well, we all heard you.
You definitely said that.
Never happened.
How many Doloreses are running around at this point then?
I slap her in the face and say, what are you hiding?
She just falls to the ground and pulls her eyes out and says, I don't know what you're talking about. I never said that.
Hold back you! We know there's some crazy shit going on.
Next thing you know, next thing she's gonna say is that she has a bad back. I can't trust her, okay?
Alright, so we'll move back to Cleek. You continue to eat with Laris. Laris is acting strangely. I'll roll a d20. You got a 20.
20.
Laris walks over to the table and just out of nowhere flips the table upside down. He appears to be acting absurd and not like himself. On the bottom of the table, there is a dial and in the middle is a compass.
I don't know. I feel like I'm probably more distracted by Laris than I am with that compass, but I'm going to pick up the compass.
Okay.
Let's
so
ignore the crazy guy for a
you
second.
pick up the compass, and when you pick up the compass, the little recess that it was sitting in is completely gone, and the table's all of a sudden in front of you with room and stuff on it.
And what's
And it's
Laris
like
doing?
Laris never flipped the table,
So he's
and
like-
Laris is acting like it never happened.
And he's eating fruit again.
Yes.
Alright, so...
You also
This
have
is
a
too
dial.
much for my little Amazon guy.
It's yours is in southeast.
Southeast.
Yes, and your character would be freaking the fuck out at the moment
Well, yeah,
because
that table would be terrifying. That was a flippy table.
it was. It
That sure was a flippy table.
It didn't look like a light table, and it doesn't look like a table that a single man could flip anyway.
Okay, so while Laris is distracted eating his fruit, I'm going to back up and try and go back out to the boy so I presume I can still see
So-
talking in the hallway.
Okay, so you walk out, and the guys are still talking in the hallway, and your compass then moves, and it's moved around to southwest, but further around to the southwest.
Okay.
And the guys are still talking about going in there, and they're like, "So, what did you see in there? What are Laris and Dolores doing?"
I explained that Dolores never came in because she didn't, and that Laris flipped the table the crazy bastard.
The
What
greedy
side of the
bastard.
table was it? It's a table it's like a really ornate table. I should have said.
They flipped a really ornate table.
Like,
Really
doesn't
heavy.
sound like something Laris would do. He really likes this sort of shit. He would have brought that table back for himself and put it in his dining room and proclaimed it to the world how good it was.
I don't know, man. He flipped it, so.
In that short time that you were in there, he flipped a table while he was eating fruit. And what's that you've got in your hand?
It's a compass, I think.
Okay, like,
It's not a compass.
you did
It's a
all
cool
that
one.
in the 3 seconds that you walked through that door.
It was like 20 minutes. Like, you're being a bit ridiculous. Like, it was a pretty long time.
Everyone just looks at each other like you're the fucking craziest.
Oh, you guys are out there. Okay.
Do you want to roll perception for me?
Yeah, okay.
Because you did get a d20, so What did you get?
I got a 5.
Yeah, all of them.
With a 5,
She got a full house, actually.
you realise that when you walk back outside, Laris isn't wearing his pajama pants and is fully dressed. He's also not wearing a hat.
Wait, what?
Laris is out there now.
Oh my gosh.
You also see that Hugh doesn't have a whip.
And yourself is also standing there.
What? Okay. So I think it.
And Hugh is actually being all nice and.
So I
No, he's not even
put my
lying
head back
out
in.
there.
I'm real confused by the fact that Laris is there. So I put my head back into the door
So
to see if Laris is still in the room.
you pop your head just by itself back into the room?
Yep.
Okay, so you pop your head back into the room and you see an empty room with nothing in it except for a bench in the middle.
Alright, well, he pops his head back out, looks at Laris, and walks into the room.
Okay, so you're immediately popping your head back out, looking at Laris.
Yeah, because I don't understand how the hell
The
he got
guys
out
aren't
the door
there
and
anymore?
all the fruit.
And you pop your head back through.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you walk in, you pop your head into a room, and you see a big open area, and there's a circle in the middle with a spiral, and it goes to a single spot. Keep in mind that you don't know what you did.
Okay.
And there's
I
3.
think genuine character, really religious, really scared of this place in the beginning. This would freak him out. I'm sure he would just drop this compass and go.
Okay, so you're going to try and leave the temple.
Well, I need money. My poor goat.
You'll be super confused. You'll be like, what the fuck? I'm gonna get the fuck out of there.
This is crazy. Okay. So now that I'm alone with Laris, who is now dressed, is that right?
Well, no, nobody's there anymore.
I'm by myself.
Yeah, you're by yourself in the room.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna walk into the room with the spiral.
Okay, so
I
you walk
assume I
into
have the same intellect.
Okay, so you walk into the room with the spiral. I'm going to describe it a little bit differently. So
Okay.
your room with the spiral, the whole floor is made out of like an oak wood, and the ceiling is high, and it appears to have candles instead of Eli, who had like torches and lamps.
Okay. And but it's, other than that, it's the same sort of room, same
Yeah.
setup with the spiral and. Okay. Well. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna use the spirally thing as well. He's gonna have a
Okay.
little poke around. And,
So you stand and you put your compass into the thing, and it starts moving from southwest and moving around.
okay. I leave it for a moment because I don't know what it's for.
Okay.
So
So
I'm just watching it spin, I guess.
as you sit there, Cleet, you see these dials spin, goes from left, round to right, back round to the bottom, and it just keeps going around.
Alright, well I start when it gets to like here. What is that?
Southwest again. So
The other way.
Okay, so you want to go southeast.
Sure.
So you stop it at southeast. Now what?
I take it out
Mhm.
and I don't know, I gotta leave the room again, I guess. This is weird.
Okay. So you're leaving the room out the door you came, to the right, to the left, or forwards.
I'm gonna go to the left door, but
Yeah.
slowly because I'm cautious of the fact that it's real dark again.
Okay. So you walk out the left door, and you enter back into the another room, and Dolores is standing there by herself. It was like, oh, somebody finally came through the door, did they?
I don't trust this Dolores already. What does she look like?
She looks like the Dolores that originally walked in.
I don't know. Go to these guys.
Okay.
This is a really long.
I don't trust her! I don't know what sick game her and her husband are playing, but I don't trust her.
Dolores is still like sobbing and getting like, it's like an aggressive cry now. to the like to the point where like her breathing and stuff kind of starts to sound like a witch from Left 4 Dead. Like she's starting to get real creepy, like.
Okay, I'm on your side now. She's fucking the devil.
Well, I've still got the thing tied around her leg too, don't I?
No.
My whip?
That hasn't been there for a very long time.
Okay, because when we went into this room,
I pull out my rifle and point it at her.
Oh, Jesus.
I say, calm down, okay? We're not going to kill the girl. Just tell us what's going on.
She's squealing like a witch.
So
A witch? What do you mean a witch?
So
A witch of left for dead.
as you pull up your rifle, Eli, all the torches blow out, and all you hear is a massive scream, and then you just like see like this mist come up from the floor to the roof, and that's it. It's complete silence.
I
Like-
observe this mist.
It's like eerily silent. Just see like a mist. It's almost like smoke and seems to have like a powdery form. And if you like see it floating through the air, it looks just like dust particles.
I'm going to put my gun into it. The end of my gun. I'm going to put it
just-
through it like
It
this.
just wisps around your gun like mist, like fog.
Hey, do I see this too, or is it just Eli that sees this?
You all see it.
Okay.
Oh.
I do anime gasps.
So am I still standing in a room? I can't see anything anymore. I just see mist.
You just see mist.
Um.
You all just see mist.
Okay.
Is my torch out?
No, everybody's torch is out. There's no light in the room.
Am I holding a torch still?
Yes.
Can I
So
see
we're
the flame?
No, we can't see any. I have matches in my pocket.
Okay.
I pull out my matches. I try to, and I try to light one.
Okay, so you light a match, and it creates a spark in the room. You can see the room for a second. It still appears to be the same room that you were in.
Yeah.
It still seems to be the exit,
Yeah.
but the match immediately goes out after that.
What did you see? Can
Did we see Dolores still in the room?
Oh, by the way, when you light the match, it doesn't make any sound.
Okay. Did we see Dolores still in the room?
No.
Okay.
You're right, she's a witch.
I knew it all along.
I pull out another match.
Same thing happens.
I try to light my torch.
You strike it. As soon as you strike the match, it immediately goes out. Like, it creates a flicker of light, creates the flame. As soon as the flame is made, it disappears. It doesn't even get blown out or anything. It just disappears.
I say, "What the fuck is going on?" Can they hear me say that?
No. So, you see his mouth move.
Do I see his flicker of his matches when he's doing that?
Yes.
Oh, but we can't really see for that long.
Yeah.
Okay. You first, Professor.
What was that?
You had your gun out.
He can't hear you. So he
Well,
can't.
no. Well,
Did
no,
I see
mean, like,
Dolores
like-
move when the light went off though? Did I see Dolores move at all? Or did she
No,
turn
no,
into
she's not
mist?
in the room.
As
Dolores
soon
is
as
in the
light-
room.
As soon as the light left, Dolores vanished.
Oh.
And then the mist was there.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab this guy and anyone else I can reach, the next person,
Yep.
and walk back out of the room.
Okay. So you walk out of the room,
Yeah. Backwards.
and you hear your footsteps, like as soon as you pass through what we'll call the veil, when you step, you start to hear your footsteps again, but you can't see anything.
I'm blind.
So it's not even blackness. There's nothing.
What do you mean it's not blackness? What do
So
I see
it's
whiteness?
Not, it's not black. It's not white. It's nothing.
Can I attempt to light a match as well?
Sure. You pull your hand out and go to light a match. You see nothing.
Do I hear the match flick?
Yes.
Hey mama, great take a beat to go on the bum drummer.
He's pulled us out too.
Can I
Is he
still
grabbing
feel
his
these
going on?
guys?
Yes.
So he was pulling us
So
out.
you're also can't see anything.
Yeah. So who's with us?
You can't see.
I
Yeah, I know,
grabbed
but yeah, didn't he grab
shit.
someone? So
I grabbed the
wouldn't the other
closest
guy
thing
be
next to
safe?
my
So
left.
everyone grabbed onto each other.
Oh,
okay, all of us are out. I go, I can't see! I can't see!
Okay. So you hear him say, "I can't see."
We can hear each other. What the fuck was that miss shit? Shit.
I don't know. It seems to be After we... Let's go back in.
Okay, so you're moving back in.
No, I want to ask what the other guys thought of what's going on with Dolores
Okay, yeah,
and how he slapped
Let's
her.
hear
and
their dialogue.
I pulled out my gun and they turned into mist. What the fuck are these
Yeah.
other dudes?
These
Everyone's
guys-
like, what the fuck is happening? Can't we just leave? I can't even see anymore.
Okay, you leave.
So-
we'll follow you.
You actually feel like a weight is lifted in the terms of everyone that you're holding. All of a sudden, their presence has vanished. You can't hear, feel, see, smell, taste the other person that was there.
But I can still hear them.
Somewhat. No,
Oh, no.
you can't. Nothing about
All
them. They
senses
just
gone.
disappeared. So all you feel.
What have we done?
All you feel is like, so let's say there was a warmth around, like in your area, you know that you can feel the person there, you know that there's somebody there. All of a sudden, you feel like their presence just fade, and then they completely vanish.
I guess I'm gonna walk forward again.
Yeah.
Alright,
I'm
so
just gonna stumble around. I can't see.
so holding on to everyone, you all walk forward.
I'm still. I thought I couldn't. No, I am still holding on. I just don't know I am.
Yeah, no,
Can't
you
feel
can
it,
still
you
feel everyone. It's only the one person that disappeared. So you're
Oh.
still touching everybody.
Oh,
Oh, someone disappeared. We
Yes.
don't know.
but we
Yes.
didn't know that happened.
You don't know
You
who's
felt
gone.
the fact that somebody's not there.
Okay, let's do roll call.
Who's
still,
here?
Who's still in the room?
You hear Stan go, I'm still here. And you hear Dan go, I'm still here. Lucas goes,
What's going on, boss?
this is fucking crazy. But I'm still here. Unfortunately.
Hey,
Gary? Gary?
They're going, Gary! We gotta go back in for Gary, guys.
Alright, so you guys walk back
Yeah.
to the vat. Okay, so you enter into the vat. So back to you. So Dolores was talking to you.
Yeah, I asked her how long she's been in this area. She's seen anyone. Because no one's
Okay.
around anymore.
So, roll perception.
We can't do that from now on.
We can't perceive anything.
What have I got? I got a 3.
Okay, so you perceive that you're talking, but nothing's coming out of your mouth, but you know that you're talking.
Can
But
she
you
hear
can
me?
still hear Dolores.
Can she hear me? Like, am I like
She doesn't seem to
telepathically
be. She doesn't seem to be reacting to the fact that you're talking to her.
Okay. I'm gonna say Dolores so far isn't really nice in these rooms.
Okay, so I want you to roll a d20 now.
It's gonna be good though because they've all been good. Oh shit.
Whoa.
That's a 4. Okay, so an immediate sense of dread falls over you. I need to somehow tell you this without telling you to this. So you guys need to like block your ears. Alright. So while this is a negative, it's positive because it's going to tell you something about what's happening.
Okay.
Alright, you recall a legend of 3 monkeys. One with his hands over his ears,
Okay.
one with his hands over his eyes, and one with his hands over his mouth.
Yeah.
In the legend that you've heard about also, there's a baby monkey and an old monkey displayed as bones.
Sorry, an old monkey displayed his bones.
Yes.
Okay.
This is a riddle that you've heard about, and you know the whole hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. That's all you've heard about the myth, and you know that it's past religion for people.
Okay.
Okay? An immediate sense of fear and dread falls over you as you realise that you can no longer speak.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Immediately as you do that,
Listen.
not yet, hold on.
Let's just go to another room.
I'll be like 3 more seconds. Alright, so as you do that, you notice that Dolores' mouth closes over and it's no longer there. So she looks like she's trying to talk to you, but her mouth isn't there anymore.
Okay.
And then distress enters her eyes, and then she starts aging, and then all of a sudden she's bones,
Yeah.
and then the room starts aging around you, but you seem to have no visual experience of aging. Alright, come back.
It put me out of
Am I
breath
allowed
from
to
making
react?
humming
Yes.
noises.
Alright, so I am freaking the fuck out and I run out of the room backwards into the room I came from.
Okay,
I'm not even going to look around, I'm done
so-
now.
you run straight back out of the room, and you see a brand new room as if it's just been being built.
Okay, and roll perception? What does it look like?
It looks like the same room, so the same hallway that you guys originally entered. There's no skeletons on the floor. There's not even writing.
Oh,
on
so
the
I'm not
wall.
back in the
Oh,
spiral room,
change.
I've gone back into the hallway.
Yes. And it's brand new. Everything's newly lit.
Oh, so no dust, nothing.
You went back in time.
Yeah. Alright, well, I think I'm going to try and leave.
Okay, so you walk towards the exit to leave.
I don't think I even noticed that it looks new and shiny. I think I'm just too scared. I'm out.
Too scared, so
Yeah.
you go to leave the temple.
Yeah.
You leave the temple, and as you walk outside, there are people everywhere, and the forest looks to be in its infancy. It's barely been touched. There's fruit and animals everywhere, and you realise you still have the condition that we talked about earlier.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Nobody's paying attention to you.
Oh, okay.
She went back.
So
in
you're
So I run
walking.
around frantically for a little while,
Mhm.
and then when I realise that nobody can
It's a time machine.
Did my chin move everywhere?
see me, I guess,
Yeah.
Did you
I
realise
yeah.
that I've made a mistake and that I'm in the wrong error
Or
or
is it
something.
time lapse?
And I begrudgingly go back into the temple.
Okay, so you run back in
Hitler.
through the door.
I'm going back through the door, yeah.
Okay, so you enter into another room, and this room appears to have a bench in the middle and two trinkets. So you've got a compass, and there's another two compasses on the table.
Same compass.
I hope
And
Mackie's
they're all pointing
keeping
to the
track
same
of.
time.
Yeah, I hope you're keeping
I hope
track of
Mackie
what
knows what he's doing. For some reason, I just have a feeling he also is just making up shit and has no idea where it's going.
Okay, so I
It's
pick up
possible.
one of the trinkets and compare it to the one
She's
that
tried
I
one
have.
time and
Is it
went-
They
different?
all seem to be exactly identical, to the point
This is
where
why TV shows
there's a
don't do
scratch on
time
one, but it's on all three.
I'm going to pick up all three.
Blind
You pick up all
tracking.
three compasses. They seem to be doing all the same thing. What are you doing with it? You put them.
I'm
in
just
your
going to put two of them in my pocket while I hold the original.
pocket. Okay.
Is there anything else in the room? No, the doors?
There's nothing else.
I'm going back out the door.
Okay, you leave back out the door, and when you walk back out, the guys are standing there again saying, "You just walked in there. Like, why did you come out so quick?"
I sigh
And-
because I'm starting to get a bit sick of the repetitiveness. Not in what you're doing, but in the sense that he's doing this over and over again. So he goes back through the door again.
Okay. All right. So
Just
just
feel safe.
just as well,
Again.
just so you're aware, when you walked out, nobody reacted to you differently at all to what you would have normally reacted based on what we said before.
Oh,
Okay, but to you, you feel like nothing's changed.
yeah.
You walk back into the room.
Mm-hmm.
And the compass changes. Two compasses on the table, and the room's new, and they all have the mark on them.
Cool, now I have 5 compasses. I'm not going to keep picking up compasses. I don't know what to do. I'm going to go back outside.
You
And
put your hands in your pocket, and there's no compasses there anymore.
Destroy them.
Okay. So, can I grab the compasses, go back outside, and give them to the guys? And see if that
Okay, so you walk out, give 2 compasses to the guys
Yeah,
that are standing there.
and ask them
And-
to follow me.
Yes. Okay, fine. They walk back through. People enter. They've all got compasses, and they're all pointing to the same direction.
And is it the same room again?
It's not the same room again. This room has fruit and a table.
There's another compass in this room, guys.
I wish we would.
In this room, there's complete silence.
I don't get it.
Get that compass from under the table, bro.
For
Too many compasses.
for now, we'll
Yeah.
pause Cleet and go back to you guys.
I can't see.
No, we just walked back through the veil again. So what happened when we reached the other side?
You can still hear, but you can no longer see.
But
That's
what
what's so richly happening.
was
so we
happening
still-
when we walked through.
So we still can't bloody
So
see.
you still
Yeah.
can't see. Yes.
We're blind.
I'm blind.
Who's got the best feelers with their fingers? Who can feel the feelers? Can
Um,
anyone feel anything?
Lucas goes, well, I know that my compass has changed again. I can feel that much.
You have a compass?
Yes, I do.
I do now.
When did you get the compass?
I've had it the whole time.
I suddenly
Wait,
don't
like,
trust
si-
Lucas.
Whole time since when? Like, when did you get this compass?
I've always had it.
Well, you've always had it from when we entered the forest?
I've always had it.
This sounds dodgy.
I don't even know if we've gone through the veil, so I can't
What is
tell.
your name?
My name is Lucas. What do you mean?
Lucas.
What is your purpose?
Who in our group is gay?
Nobody.
Damn it, that's not Lucas.
It's not Lucas. You've always had the compass, eh? Did you go through the jungle with us and cut everything and then catch everything on fire?
We didn't have to. It was a clear path.
Come on.
I don't know what to do because I can't see. So am I supposed to tell her? Like, I can't go.
Well,
let's
can you
go
see,
outside.
Lucas?
Smash the compass, Lucas.
You guys, what do you mean? We're just standing in a room.
Is everything black?
No, there's torches. It's
What do I look
relatively
like?
You look like Jeffrey Roberts. What do you expect me to say?
What else is in this room?
At the moment, we're in a room with a big table and some fruit on it. What's
Okay, so Jeffrey's the only one that can see out of us in this group.
Well, can anyone
You
else
mean
see?
Lucas?
I mean, Lucas. Sorry.
Hang on, wait. That other dude disappeared.
Gary.
Gary! Is Gary here?
Gary's not here.
Yeah, what about
Flint.
Lucas and... No, wait.
So Lucas and Stan. Lucas
Yeah.
and Stan both respond. Gary doesn't. And Lucas says, "Who's Gary?"
Can you see? Can Lucas and Stan see?
No, Stan and Dan both say, "We still can't see either."
Alright. Dan,
Somehow, let's walk back out of this room and see if we can.
what's
see
on the
it.
opposite side of this fruit? I mean, this table. Oh no, I don't know about that.
You mean Lucas?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
I don't know about that.
We just gotta. I guess we gotta just try and walk around and.
What's this fruit taste like?
What fruit?
He said there was a fruit on the table.
Yeah, I can't see any fruit.
You can't see anything.
I know. Stop reminding me.
Lucas proceeds to then say, "I'm not sure I really want to eat this fruit.
What's wrong with it?
It's spoiled."
Oh man.
Looks like you spoiled that taste test for me. That's what I say.
Do I have a compass on me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a compass on me.
I'm going to point
Did
it
I
at him
feel
and tell him, ask him, where's my compass pointing?
He goes, "The same as mine," and he goes, "It's pointing directly north."
Mm. Is there any other ways to exit this room?
There's a door. There's one door.
Is
It's
it
a wooden door.
a wooden door?
Wait, was that door? Because you said door last time. Has that door always been there? For fuck's sake, I missed it.
So
I
does
thought it was
that-
the same door.
And having
Lucas
been
has
in
been
every
the one
room,
that
this
told
is
his
the
compass
only
changed.
room that it's been in.
We
So
didn't
Even
want
when I
the
was in the
first
room?
change, right?
yeah.
It wasn't there.
We know our compass has changed.
No, we don't. How can we? No.
We just asked him and he said it's at
Yeah,
north.
but that's Lucas,
Hmm.
the guy that said that there's a clear path. I don't know if we go back in and out,
Lucas
if it changes
also
every
says
time.
the door is decayed, so we should be able to go through it relatively easily.
I say let's go back out through the door.
The wooden door?
No,
The
the one that we can until we can see. maybe try get some sunlight. Maybe all the lights are off, and that's why we can't see.
The whole time.
Yeah, we don't have these torches. It's just
Hey,
dark. Maybe
Lucas.
But the sensation of vision is gone. Like, it's not black, it's not white. You
Yeah.
actually, it's a very strange feeling because you can't imagine nothing, but you see nothing.
I don't know how that works if it's just all black and then you can't.
Yeah, I know. It's impossible for the human mind to comprehend.
Yeah,
It's-
exactly.
Hey,
So,
Lucas.
oh, be cold. Let's try and get some. We can light up these torches and then come back in.
Hey, Lucas. What's your middle name?
Janine.
He always told me it was Fred.
He told me it was Shiner.
Shiner.
Yeah.
Lucas Shiner.
All right. Well, what do we, Professor?
I want to go through the wooden door because we haven't tried that yet. I might not be able to see, but Lucas will lead us. I don't trust him. I can't trust
Yeah,
him.
the guy that can't remember anything that happened like a day ago. We're gonna trust him. I said we go back, try and find our way back out through the veil.
All right, I'll do that. What do you guys think? Before we do that, we group discussion.
Let's put it up for a vote. Put up your hands.
And then Lucas can count them for us.
Yeah. Okay, Lucas, you count. Okay.
You guys have been in this room once before.
The room with the fruit. I
No,
don't think
this is the first time. Okay.
I've been in there 3 times now.
Okay.
So wait, I got an idea. Everybody raise your hand that wants to go through the veil. Yeah, has everybody raised their hands? Or not raised their hands?
I raised my hand because I wanted to go through the veil.
Wait, I'm testing something.
Okay, well, you're going to have to tell me first before you start testing.
Alright. Has everybody raised or not raised their hands?
Yes.
That's for everyone?
Yes.
Lucas, how many of us have our arms raised?
Well, do you have your arm raised?
Well, this is for going backwards. Yes, I do.
Do you have your arm raised?
To go through the veil.
Yeah.
I'll keep mine down just because I'm confused.
Alright.
He says 5 people have their arms raised.
And now I'll say, now everybody say if you have your arms raised.
Only 4 people say yes.
He's trying to trick us. He's trying to trick us into...
I don't know, he's very confusing because it seems
Wait,
he
that
wants us to
doesn't-
go through both doors.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense because it's a majority vote, and both times the majority voted to go leave through the same door.
So, let's leave. Everybody else wants to go.
Alright, let's go through the veil.
Okay, so we go out through the veil. Does anything different happen?
Okay, you leave back through the veil. You still have no vision. You see nothing. You can't feel anything because you're all holding each other. So you, for all intents and purpose, you
So we-
walk through
we-
a door. And
So-
that's all you know.
Hello, who's here?
Is anybody here?
You hear Stan and Dan say, "Yeah, we're still here." And then Stan and Dan goes, "Where's Lucas?"
Where's Lucas?
Oh, he's back in the room. We better go get him. Let's go back in the room.
Wait, just Stan and Dan, can you remember burning down the jungle?
Yes.
Stan goes, "Yeah, what are you talking about?"
Okay.
And what does
Cleek
Dan
burned
say?
down Cleek burned down the jungle.
And what does Dan say?
The same thing.
Oh, they say at the same time. That's
Lucky we
strange.
lost Lucas and Gary. They're both missing.
Well, let's go back in. I feel like we can't just abandon our Lucas.
back in
Back
through
in
the veil.
the veil. We go back in.
So this time you guys walk back in, and you can see, and Laris is standing there.
Laris.
Yep.
I walk up to him and
Stan and
I want to punch him in the face.
and Dan and the other people with you.
Hey, Stan and Dan, can
Where
they
the
hear
hell's
us?
Lucas?
Can they hear us?
No.
No,
We can't hear each other.
no, but you can still hear like the room.
I'm gonna pull out my compass and go.
Are you in the hallway or in a room at the moment, babe?
We can hear the
Back in
room.
I
You're
don't
back
know
in the
where
ring.
Yeah, but not ourselves.
Okay, you
How does that make any
you
sense?
also see Cleet.
How good
How does
was
that make any
Can
sense?
we hear her talk? Or is make noises?
When each of you try and talk, you can't hear each of you speak. Laris appears to be able to speak.
I'm going to show my compass to this
So we
bloke.
can hear Laris.
Laris appears to be able to talk, yes.
Okay.
I'm going to show my compass and go.
Alright, so in proceeding that, Stan and Dan also held out a compass.
Where the fuck did they get compasses from? Do they? Alright, so I look at them and see if they're all the same.
Everybody's compass is identical down to the scratch on the surface.
There's a scratch on
Wait,
the
what about all
surface.
the boys I walked through the door with?
The what?
All the boys I walked through the door with. I walked through with these guys plus the other boys.
Yeah.
'Cause they were like-
and
We're
then-
gonna start locking arms because I feel like everybody.
Oh.
Well, I can't say that to you either.
We've been holding
Because
Yes.
everybody else
So
is starting
every-
to change.
That's why
Everybody in
the
that
boys
group
have a
is there.
compass.
The only person that's missing at the moment is Dolores.
Alright, so I'm going to go.
Wait, no.
I'm going to call Cleet over and go.
Okay, well, I go over there and I'm like,
Wait, Cleet's in this room.
yeah, apparently.
Well, I can't say anything. My reactions are is like, what the fuck's going on?
So I come over and I am absolutely terrified. And what's up?
When you proceed to do this,
Actually, what is Lara saying? Is he saying anything?
nothing important. He's just like looking at you all puzzled. Like, what are you guys all
So he's
fussing
acting
about?
normal.
Huh?
He's acting normal.
Yeah.
That would look
He's
great.
like, what are you guys fussing about?
I show him my
he-
compass and go.
So we can't talk with him.
Laris pulls out a pocket watch and flicks the button, and he's got a compass too. His is different.
I'm going to say, can you hear me?
As in, it has the same mark and everything like that. It's just got a little like pocket watch clip on it that you can clip so it comes open.
Yeah.
And his is in a different position.
I'm going to say, can you hear me?
I use.
He can't hear anything.
I'm a whip. I want to whip the compass out of his hand.
And bring it.
Yeah, bring it to me.
Alright. I'm gonna say you can do that, but it's a challenge level 5 to
Okay.
whip something like that out of his hand.
And bring it to yourself.
Easy peasy. Wait, what would that be? What would that be?
Aim and throw?
Okay,
You can
well,
either do aim or reflex.
where's reflex? Oh wait, no,
Do
I
you have any
re-
proficiencies in whip? Nope.
no.
So just do reflex. So 3 plus 1.
So
Unless you have more in aim.
And I'll use this destiny.
So you just get a destiny point. So
Okay, oh yeah.
you have to. You do
Why-
that after,
why are you grabbing
you do
a
that
D20?
after you roll.
Okay.
Or unless you want to take advantage.
Yeah, which there's no point. You have 4 dice.
Yeah, no
The
point.
difficulty level is 5, so you have to get all 4 dice. And then the destiny point.
Don't use it quite yet because you don't know what you're going to roll. You're better off using it if you get 4.
No, only 3.
Okay, so you got 3.
Yeah, so there's no point.
Alright, so you go to flick it and it drops on the floor. Laris leans forward and goes to say, "Why did you do that?" But nothing comes out of his mouth. He then picks up his compass, clicks it open, and it's now the same as yours.
no. What have you done?
I would have went and tried to pick it up myself, but
Well, we seem like we're all the same people. Everybody, I'm gesturing to grab each other.
Okay.
I'm just
so
going.
Everyone else grabs each other, but Laris is like trying to come to grips with the fact that he can't talk. So he's flipping his shit and he's like pointing at his wedding ring and stuff and like gesturing to the fact that like Dolores isn't there.
And then I grab out my rifle and I go. No, I don't do.
let's all walk back out.
Here
through
you
the
go.
mail.
Just.
Let's go out so we can find out of her what's going on.
Laris freaks the fuck out, but he still follows you, and he grabs onto Lucas's hand as they walk out. Lucas, as that happens, Lucas looks at you and gets a wink.
I blush.
Okay. Nobody reacts.
To the what? Blush.
No,
Oh, the
Lucas.
winking. I don't give a fuck about that at the moment.
I would.
That's the right Lucas.
Yeah, because he understands about him touching his hand.
Okay, so you all leave the Vale and you're back in the entrance.
Okay.
And
So can we hear each other now?
Can everybody hear
Hey,
me? I decided I can hear him.
You just decide to hear.
Can we hear?
So it's silent. Your mouth is moving. You can't hear anybody.
Can I see anybody?
You can see everybody.
Can I touch everybody?
So we can.
Yes.
What of
So
our
we
watches
still,
looking
so we
like?
still can't talk to each other.
Compass, everybody compass.
So everybody holds out their compass.
Same times?
All looks the same.
No.
I'm gonna have to go back in until.
Alright. I'll say you guys walk back into the room.
Mm.
You guys walk back into the room. And this time when you enter the room, it's the room with the spiral in the middle. And everyone, like Stan, Lucas, Gary, Dan, and Laris all go, wow, this is an interesting room.
We can talk.
Dolores is standing in the middle of the circle.
Killer.
Killer.
Can we
Wait,
hear
can
each other?
we all now talk?
You can all hear, speak.
See.
Okay, so okay.
How many of us has been in this room so far? I've been in
I've
this
been in
room.
there.
Okay, well,
I
what,
bet you
Everyone,
very-
Can-
you actually
can
ask
everybody
that
fill me? Can someone
everyone
fill me
puts their
in
hand
with
up.
what's going on?
Oh, everyone puts their hand up.
Everyone puts their hand up.
Why were you looking
Well-
so confused that you saw some spirals and shit?
What do you mean?
I'm saying that to Lucas.
To Lucas specifically.
Yeah.
He's like, I haven't been in this room in hours.
Oh,
Okay.
hours.
I asked, can someone please fill me in with what the fuck is going on?
I'm
Is
not.
Dolores standing like over the little compass hole thing?
She's standing right in the middle.
And is she doing anything?
She's just standing looking blankly at everybody.
Alright, I'm gonna back up towards the wall.
Hey, Dolores, what's going on?
She doesn't.
So everyone just ignores me.
Hey, nobody knows
There's a
what's
lot
happening.
happening.
I think. At least I don't.
But we met up with all these people again. No one knows.
What have they been doing?
All right.
Yeah. So what's
So
Theo
I'll
saying?
cut forward. So what's happening at the moment is the room appears to be changing. While all of you guys are in here, one side of the room is light, the other side is dark, and that's changing. So different areas of the room are changing between light and dark. They're changing between candles and torches, and it's changing between wood and gold.
Yeah.
Dolores is standing in the middle. As time goes past, when the light's passing each of the doors, as you do this, roll perception. As the light passes each one of the doors,
There's 3 doors in this room, yeah.
and the one you guys came to.
But they're veils, not doors, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. 3, 4.
Okay, and please.
2.
Don't know why Clint's not
Alright.
telling me anything.
So,
I'm terrified. I'm not telling anyone.
humongous.
Yes.
You notice when the light passes the door to the left, you see Dolores again, but she's still in the middle of the room. But the Dolores you see has her eyes poked out. She has no eyes whatsoever, and she's got blood coming down her face. Mr. Roberts, you see as the light passes the door straight ahead that Dolores is there, and she's there in the middle as well, but you can't discern the difference between both of them because they're in a line.
Mm-hmm.
You see nothing because your perception was good.
But I know what's true time does.
Okay. That's what happens. This is continuing to happen over and over again.
So I just can't tell what's going on. It just looks like Dolores.
Well, I tell them what I see. Okay? I'm sharing my information.
Okay.
Okay, at this point, I think I'm going to tell them about the first time I came into the room and went through one of the doors, and then there was Dolores standing there, and she couldn't talk, and then her mouth got all like stitched up, and then she like got real old and fell apart and turned into the ground. She was like horrified. It was terrifying.
Okay. And the second time?
I left. I ran away, and then I ended up outside, and it was all new and fancy, and they were building the temple. So I don't know what happened.
Alright. So, Gary said says as well. So you say to them that you saw another Dolores, and their eyes will poke out.
Yeah. I say I saw Dolores and she looked the same.
Okay, and then Gary says, I saw Dolores as well. Her mouth was sewed shut.
Mm.
That's the same as what you.
What about you, Lucas?
I don't know what any of you fuckers are talking about. Dolores has been standing in the middle of the room the whole time.
Dan?
Dan's like, I don't know either. Dolores is right there.
Stan?
And Laris also says, that's my wife. She's here. Why isn't she saying anything? She's not noticing us at all.
Go give her a
He's not
hug,
going up to her.
Laris.
He's shaking and deciding whether he wants to or not, but he's not moving at the moment.
I go up to
Because
Laris.
Dolores is staring straight through you guys.
I go up to Laris and I say, go give your wife a hug.
Yeah.
She's just standing in the middle of the room.
That's not what you said. You said her eyes were bleeding.
Oh no, the middle of the room, Dolores.
No,
not
in
the
the
left
wall.
of
Oh,
Dolores,
okay.
yeah.
Not the ones in the veil.
Yeah, not the one in the middle.
They're not in the veil, they've actually walked out.
Oh, so they're standing like in the doorways now or something.
They walked out from the doorways. So you
So roll
perceived
in the
yours
room.
moving,
Mm.
and you couldn't tell.
Mm.
So all Dolores are in the one room now. Is that
They've
what
always
you said?
been in one room.
I thought they were in separate rooms.
Dolores has been in separate rooms at different occasions.
Dolores.
Okay?
But now there's 4 Doloreses in one room.
Yes.
I'm gonna wave my arms around.
But you can only see the Doloreses at different times. So as the light spins, you can occasionally see
okay.
one Dolores, the other Dolores, the other Dolores. Everyone stays the same as the one in the middle.
Mm.
And she just looks like normal Dolores, but she's staring straight ahead. And
At us?
She
Like
can't. It's like she can't see you or anything. She's like she's stoned,
No, she's
and
blind.
she's standing right on top of the compass.
Can she hear me? Dolores, can you hear me?
She doesn't respond. She's like a statue.
Just think I not walk up to her.
Laris is slowly walking up, and as he's slowly walking up and he's hesitating, Lucas looks over at you and goes, "We both know why he's hesitating."
I also walk up and I want to have a look at the thing on the ground and see if that's moving at all.
It's changing between gold and wood.
And the
The
spiral
Is
thing.
it
Yeah,
spinning?
and as you're walking to it, the tail appears to be facing you, and when it goes between gold and wood, it swaps between the tail being close to you and the head being close to you.
What tail and head? What
So if you picture the head of a snake,
Mm.
tail's at one side, head's in the middle, and then it reverses when it goes between gold and wood.
Is the compass in the middle of it?
You can't tell Dolores is standing on top of it.
Mm.
Someone shove Dolores out of the way and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna poke her. I'm gonna.
You still haven't told them the rest of the story about what I told you.
Oh, but okay. I barely remember.
You can tell them that now.
There's some tribe thing that I remembered about the he see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, and something I didn't really get it. Something about an old one and a young one, and that's all I got out of it.
Yeah, so basically it's hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. So there's the 3 monkeys.
Yeah.
But on the either side of them, there's a young monkey in its infancy and a monkey that's died
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah.
The center stone is the hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil.
Okay. That's what you saw? Or is
No,
that
No, that's what I
that's-
remember. That was
That's
like
the
a
myth about
something I
that
heard when I
it's
was-
like an ancient religion from her tribe.
okay.
so.
There's a bunch of monkeys.
Yes,
and
thank you for telling us that now.
There's a bunch of monkeys. I see no evil.
Okay, so as you approach the middle of the room, everything appears to be changing around you. It's like if you had a wheel with paper up the sides of it, and you cut slits out, like little wedges out of it, and span it around, like light was shining through it, and every time the light shines through it, it changes in that particular area.
Dolores is still
Still standing there, stone like a statue.
Yeah.
Laris is still walking up slowly, and he reaches out to grab her.
I push Laris just as he goes on to her.
As you push Laris, has his hands on her,
Yeah.
he goes through her
Yeah.
onto the other side, and now you can't see Laris.
Oh, don't touch her.
Okay, well,
Why the hell did you push Laris?
it was a test.
My back hurts.
It was a test. It was a test.
Alright,
Well,
roll perception, all three of you.
3.
3.
2.
Alright, so those of you that got 3 will notice that the other 3 Doloreses are moving closer to the central Dolores.
Central doorway.
You can see that the one to the right has her mouth closed, the one to the left has her eyes poked out, and the one to the front appears to have no ears. The one in the middle still seems like normal Dolores, except she's like a statue.
So she's the old one. Where's the baby one?
But you can go right through her though.
Where's the baby one? Where's the baby monkey?
Why is she the old one?
Why is she? Yeah, why is she?
Because she's aged so much that she's turned into stone.
She's not actually stone, she looks physically the same. She's in the position of a statue. She's not moving, she's not breathing, she's not... Like, her eyes aren't changing. She doesn't appear to be responding to this sight.
I'm going to try and poke her with my gun. Reach for her.
You poke her with a gun and you pull it back and the end of your gun's gone.
Okay.
Oh shit! I think I got obliterated. Laris got obliterated.
Laris is gone.
The other 3 Doloreses are still walking towards the central Dolores.
How many compasses?
Should we let
How many
her,
compasses?
or
Everybody's
do
got
we
their own
do we
compass.
close our eyes and stab one? Close our ears and stab the other, and close our mouth.
I vote we just check out what happens with these Doloreses walking towards the other one. What do you reckon?
I don't think there's much else to do besides.
Let
not
it happen. Can I... So, am I only seeing them every now and then, or are they actually constantly walking now?
Every time the light hits that area, you can see each one of them.
Are our compasses moving?
No.
Did I feel any pain when I was blind?
No.
I'm going to pull my gun out. I mean, the end's gone, but it's just a barrel. I'm going to point it towards the... How am I supposed to be...
You cannot.
Do you have the sensation to feel pain, or did you actually... The physical sensation of being blind hurt?
Yeah.
No.
So if I can see this bloody lady, I'm probably pretty scared and I'm not going to go near her.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to go near her at all. No, that's not too bad.
There's really not much we can do here besides go into the other one. Okay, I get my machete and I throw it at the one that's got its mouth stitched. And I close my mouth.
Okay, so you just close your mouth and throw it at it. Alright, so you throw a sword at the Dolores at the end.
Yeah.
It goes through Dolores. Your mouth is stitched, and you now have a machete in your stomach.
Oh shit.
I go, oh damn it, I didn't get to tell anyone that I actually had a small penis this entire time. Okay, well,
It doesn't appear to be bleeding, and it doesn't cause you any pain. But physically, you have a machete in you. You have a wound, but you don't feel any pain. And you can't speak.
Hey, what's going on, man? Do I see this?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's pretty good.
I'm going to walk up and go, grab the machete and go... I'm not going to do anything with it. I don't want to see any blood.
Yeah, there's physically no blood. You should have passed out when you seen Eye Lady. Because you have a phobia of blood.
Yeah, I was trying to think, like, what would I pass out? I mean, or would I be so scared of what's going on that I'd pass out?
Maybe the adrenaline is...
I mean, I'm so scared of everything right now. I'm sure having a phobia is not as bad as that.
Alright, so... That's what's happened so far.
Is the one with the mouth, is she still moving? Is she still there? Or is she gone?
She's still there, she's just walking like nothing happened. Her mouth isn't taped anymore then.
What if I throw my compass at her? I don't need it. It's not working.
So you throw it at her?
No, I'm going to throw it at the middle Dolores. Or pass it to her, or just
Okay,
drop it at her feet
so-
or something.
Alright, so what are you doing? You can do one of the three things.
I'm going to try and aim my compass for her feet.
So you're going to try and throw it in the hole.
Yeah, take it.
Okay.
It's a good idea.
Difficulty level 4.
4.
Yeah.
What skill? Throwing?
Yeah, aim throw.
So
Or reflex.
that. It's strength based, so that's good. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Do I need that to win, or do I have to go past it?
No, you've got that. So you throw your compass in. It doesn't appear to bounce or anything like that. It goes straight through Dolores and hits the floor. And the calendar-like thing in the middle turns, and it drops down a section and stops. So Dolores is now down a little bit.
And did anything else in the room change? It just dropped a little bit?
Just dropped a little bit.
So when I throw the
I think we have to throw all of
yeah.
our
Yeah.
compasses in.
I throw my
we
compass
lost one
in.
when Laris went through, but...
I throw my compass in.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Okay, so you throw your compass in next.
Yeah.
Challenge level 4.
I only have 4, but I use a destiny point. Or
Yeah, I used to definitely. No, I didn't. Okay.
I'll use. Can you use 2 destiny points? One for
Yes.
my. Okay.
I'll let you use the
You failed.
Ah, I got 4.
Okay, so you don't need to use that
Yes.
points.
Alright, 1, 2, 3. I got aim throw. How about infiltration? Can I infiltrate this hole with this thing?
Well,
You're going to try and throw it too?
Yep.
So yours lands in. So just to give you a better description of what happens is you throw yours in, it lands in the middle of Dolores' feet, below her feet. It drops a section again. While the light's spinning around, take notice that the fact that the head and the tail have changed.
Permanently? Or just, again,
so
it's still that
they're
same old thing
continuing
again?
to flicker between head and tail. You got a 1.
Yeah.
So you throw your compass, it lands near the middle of the circle, and you hear it bounce off something, but you can't visually see it anymore. Alright, so Gary, Lucas,
What do they want to
and
do?
Dan all see that you're trying to do this and throwing your compass in, and it's having a physical effect, while these creepy ass fucking Doloreses are crawling into the middle.
Mm.
Lucas proceeds to grab his, puts his hand above Dolores' feet, and then just drops it. It lands just slightly off skew, and then all of a sudden, like a magnet, it falls into place.
Oh,
And
that would have been
drops
so
again.
much easier. We should have just done
Is his
that.
hand gone?
No, he didn't touch her. He dropped it above her feet. So he held it above her feet, so her feet are here. He
Oh.
dropped it like this, and it like landed, say, like
And
here,
you
and then
know,
snapped into
compasses.
place.
we need all the compasses thingo disappeared into
Yeah,
the
Laris, take the last compass.
Alright, well, everybody fucking do what Lucas
Okay, let's see
did.
what happens.
So Dan, Gary, and Stan also do the same thing and drop it in.
Yeah.
As each one of them do this, the snake seems to expand, and the tail unravels. The tail and head unravel from the middle outwards. So the shape, the outlet changes, but the symbols in the middle stay the same. So basically, just imagine the head or the tail going back out of the curl, and then it stops. So you've got the head here and the tail here,
Mm.
and you've got Dolores in the middle, and the floor's dropped again.
Well, all the compasses are gone now?
Yeah.
You can visually not see any more compasses now.
But they're still there.
And the ladies are still progressing forward.
Yes.
How far away are they?
They're
Like,
probably about 2 meters at the moment. They're walking like
are they
at the
walking
slowest.
towards Dolores or us?
Dolores. They're paying no attention to what you guys are doing.
No good, not good.
So I don't know if we should leave them walking towards them. Maybe it's a good thing they get reached.
Unless when they reach her, all
could
of
be
us
in a fire
can't
of evil
hear,
form.
see, or
Oh,
speak.
yeah.
Or
And then we all get
all
old
just-
or turn into babies.
Don't mind being
So they're moving retardedly slow, like to the point where like it's
Embarrassing.
it's like visually painful to watch them walk.
I might go look for some more compasses.
Good luck getting back to the
Everyone stay here.
So the snake is going.
It's stuck now in a position where the head's here and the tail's here opposite each
And
other.
is it rotating between wood
Every
and glass?
time the light passes, it's still the tail and the head are swapping sides.
What is this snake? Any more information about this snake? This golden wood snake?
It's just a snake.
Can I
It's
touch
going
it?
back in between the
Its mouth's
times.
open.
What's in its mouth?
Nothing.
Is it a tongue in its mouth?
No.
Is it a real snake?
No.
Is it like engraved into the ground? Like can
It's
you put your hand
engraved
in
into the
there? Or
gold
is it
and
just
It's going
Wood
in. It's
and
going in
wood.
between the times, the wood and the gold. Because when it went back into the wood or whatever, isn't that where you went back into time or whatever?
Yeah, I was in the wood room.
So. Well, I'm still got fucking machete in my stomach
Yeah.
and my mouth's all stitched.
Okay, so would you like to do anything here?
You know what? I'm just gonna die.
You're not bleeding or anything.
Oh,
You just have a machete in your stomach.
oh.
And your mouth is
That's
tied.
okay.
Maybe you should take one for the team
Meanwhile,
and go through all
Dolores'
the other
mouth
two.
at the end is not tied.
Is there another? There's no other
Do it.
doors in this room.
Her mouth isn't tied. If you could just walk through the one with the no ears and the no eyes, we could be sweet.
Alright, I'll do that.
You're gonna try and walk through the one with what?
Or you could throw something. Or maybe we should all take an impact.
So what are you saying her mouth isn't... So she's still a statue, but her mouth is
No.
longer
The
skin.
one
So
that you threw the
the one
machete with
that's
isn't tied up.
Straight across that's come from that door that's walking this way, her mouth is no longer sewed together. So Jordan's is. So Hugh's is.
So if you take the impairment, maybe we can leave. I'll take no hearing. I don't want no sight.
I reckon I'm keeping everything. What do I give a fuck
Actually, you
about
know what?
Dolores?
There, can we try and convince one of the other boys to go through?
Yeah, I've got persuasion.
Yeah, maybe you can persuade
Okay.
Stan or something
Try
to.
and persuade one of the guys. Which one do you choose?
I'm going to persuade Gary, because I'm actually Lucas. Lucas was
Bit iffy.
been a bit sus for a while ago, but now he's normal again.
I run towards the no hearing one. I jump on
You
the
jump at the no hearing one?
Yeah,
Okay, so the minute you jump at the no hearing one,
yeah.
you then proceed to go back to your original position in the room when you threw the machete,
Yeah,
and the machete is now the one with the hearing,
yeah.
and the one that had its mouth sewed closed now has no ears, and the one on the right hand side has its mouth sewed shut.
What?
Wait,
And what is he like?
He's back to normal.
Okay, well that didn't work. If you could just maybe do like a loop quick.
wait. So, but one of them's injured. We could injure them all this way, maybe.
Maybe.
They're not bleeding. It's the exact
Well,
same
one of them
situation.
doesn't have any ears, doesn't he?
You never
Yeah.
had it.
Oh yeah,
So
never
they're
had
swapped,
ears.
so
yeah.
yeah, they
Yeah,
just
one never had
They just
ears,
swapped it,
never
now
had
one has a
eyes,
machete.
One never had a mouth.
So okay.
So none of that's changed, and they're continually moving closer to the original Dolores to the point where they're almost starting to step down the snake.
Should one of us just jump on the snake?
I'm going to stomp the snake's head.
Alright, hold on one second. Let's see what the D20 does. You get a 19.
This is good.
Stan notices that the compass that Jeffrey poorly threw is still at Dolores' feet.
You said I couldn't see it anymore.
He couldn't see it.
How did he notice this?
It's sitting
And if
physically in her foot, but there's like the corner of the compass you can see it coming out.
So somebody wants to lose a hand, we could probably.
I've got my whip.
There you
I
go,
try
do
and
that.
whip it into place.
Difficulty level is 4.
Good old destiny points, eh?
Three. So
And destiny point.
Okay. So upon doing so, you then proceed to place another compass in the spot by whipping it. shuffles it through, and it magnetizes and comes into the middle. The floor drops further again. So technically speaking, the other 3 Doloreses have more time now to walk down.
Yeah.
And the snake physically grows. So now the engravement, the mouth and the tail have almost met, but not quite.
You've got to make him eat
Eat
himself.
himself, yeah.
Okay.
And that last one is with Laris, right?
Someone has to go through and get a thing.
I'll go through.
No. Gary's got to go. I'm going to try and persuade Gary to go through it and get the compass.
Okay, so alright, so you've got to try and persuade Gary.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I just say, hey guys. It's all...
I've got 2 gold. Olympic
Okay,
medals.
guys. I've got 2 gold from the...
I'm the champion.
Is that all you've
But
got?
no, that's not true. I'm a fraud. I don't have any gold medals, and I don't have any humongous penis. But I tell you what, I do got. I got a big heart and bravery that could kill a cow. And I run and I jump through the other side where Thingo could have went.
Where Laris went?
Yeah.
Alright, so you now find yourself on the opposite side of the room, and everything is reversed. So, No-Eyed Dolores was on the left, she's now on your right. No hearing... no. Yeah, that's fine. Then on your left, where No-Eyed Dolores was, you have No-Ear Dolores, and straight ahead... No, that's No-Mouth Dolores, and straight ahead is No-Ear Dolores. So it's literally a reverse.
But is he back where he was?
And
He's in the exact position he was when he threw the machete, but on the opposite side of the room, and he's standing there with Laris.
Okay. Laris.
You can't see any of the other guys.
Yeah.
And on your side, the thing in the center has raised. So instead of dropping, it's gone up. So all the Doloreses are walking towards stairs, as opposed to something going downwards.
So maybe you can put the compass, because if it's going up, maybe it'll meet in some way.
Laris still has his compass.
Okay, Laris, show me your compass.
He gives you his compass.
I spit in his face and then jump back into the other room.
Okay, so you grab his compass and jump back through, and when you get back through, the compass is gone.
Oh shit!
Everybody notices the fact that you jump back through and you're now there, and you're standing in the original spot before you left, but time has still passed.
Okay, I say
The
I'll be right
Doloreses are getting closer.
I'll be right back. I jump back across into the other room.
Alright, Laris is in the same position that you were at before you jumped through originally. And he has the compass.
Laris, there's like an alternate universe, alternate timelines going on where I just killed evil me. I need you to come back and we can destroy all the evil versions of us. Come on! And I grab him by the arm and then I jump back through with him.
Okay, so you and Laris touch Dolores and end up back in the room where everybody is.
Yeah.
And Laris still has his compass.
And then we say, throw it in, you bastard!
Alright, so...
Yeah, we're going to say drop it in.
Drop it in.
Alright,
You
so
bastard.
Dolores, all the Doloreses are about to meet. They haven't quite met yet. So they're all around this circle that's in the floor.
Yeah.
Okay? Laris goes to put the compass in.
Yeah.
And he's about to drop it.
Yeah.
As she's dropping it, it's flicking between heads and tails. So the heads and tails are still swapping.
Yeah.
And in the center now, because it's the last one,
Yeah.
you can also see a head or a tail. The symbols all around the middle circle are now either a head of a snake or the tail of a snake.
Yeah.
And it's going between gold and wood.
Yeah.
And it's inverted at the top.
So we're either going to be trapped in the past or where we are now. So, like, I guess we can't really time it because it's going that quick anyway.
It's not going that quick.
Yeah,
So
time
you've
for
got like a full 1 to 3 seconds.
We want the gold.
Yeah.
Don't we want the gold?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we want the go.
When he goes gold, drop it in, Laris.
No, because then it could change. How quick is it changing?
3 seconds. So you've got 3
So
seconds to drop it. 1, 2, 3.
I think your compass.
Just as it
That's
turns
fine.
gold,
Drop it.
Drop it.
Drop it, yeah.
Okay, so as the snake turns gold and it's wood at the bottom,
Yeah.
you drop it. The compass hits the side and snaps into place. Dolores vanishes. The floor, the part that's sunken, then raises to the top, and the snake connects to each other. So the mouth is now around the tail, and you've now got a pillar in the middle, and the entire thing is made of gold. Pure solid gold that you can now take, and everybody still has their sight, mouth, and ears.
Where's Dolores?
Dolores is not there.
All Dolores.
Well, at least we got the gold!
Women, right? Well, what does Thingo say? The leader.
Darius?
Yeah.
He doesn't say anything. He's admiring the fact of how you've got, like, I don't know, a few tons of solid gold.
Not the fact his wife disappeared.
No.
He doesn't give a fuck about that, he's gay.
Yeah.
That's all he's doing at the moment. He's completely in awe of the gold. All of you, so Stan, Lucas, Gary, Dan, Cleet, Hugh, Jeffrey, all of you, all of a sudden possess the innate feeling that you must have the entirety of the gold, every single piece of it.
Okay.
Nobody else can have any of it.
Meaning for ourselves.
Okay.
Yes.
You're
You
all
all
dying.
immediately want to take all of the gold.
I lunge for the gold.
Yeah, I do the same, I guess. I really want to do this gold.
I
Well-
scream in a tribal way and I wrap my arms around it. And
Stan, Lucas, Gary, and Dan start like almost fighting to death, trying to get
Yeah.
to the gold.
I walk up right next because Thingo's admiring the thing, the statue, Laris. I walk up and I pull out my knife and slit his throat.
Jesus.
Okay, so you just cut his throat.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
I need this gold.
Alright, so Laris falls to the ground, hits his knees on the floor,
Yeah.
and falls forward onto the gold.
Yeah.
The blood then hits the gold and trickles around the circle.
Yeah.
The gold then shrinks into the floor
Yeah.
and turns into wood.
What have you done?
Yeah.
The snake,
I need-
however, is still golden and is still eating itself.
Do I want the wood now?
Yeah. Do we still have the urge to get this thing?
You don't have the urge to get wood.
So no one's.
I was like, guys, I saved us. We no longer have this dying urge to get the gold.
Alright,
I freed us from this curse.
roll perception.
You killed someone.
Everybody roll
It was
perception.
Laris. He was gay. One.
Okay, you roll.
Oh yeah, that's gonna cross out that too.
3.
Okay, and back.
2.
Okay, so Jeffrey, you notice that Hugh is aging rapidly and nobody else is.
You did the evil.
So all of you are fine and don't seem to be aging a day.
Alright. Cool.
Okay.
Hey, Hugh, you're getting old.
So you don't notice
Okay.
yet until it starts to
Look at
become
your
a
hands.
problem and you're starting to get really old.
Okay. Okay.
Look at your hands, Hugh.
Alright. Well, I'm not old, so, but I still have the knife in my hand. I go, if I'm going down, you're coming with me.
I'll pull out my rifle.
The
I know
rifle
where
that's
you
half
live
the
now.
tough cut.
Yeah, what do I care if the tip of it's gone?
How much of the rifle's gone?
Like that much.
Okay. Well, I throw my knife at him.
Okay.
Why, in relation to you, I don't even know where I'm standing. Because you went over to Laris and...
Well, he was right next to the statue.
Because
when
it
he
doesn't matter. So he's throwing the knife, are you
Yeah.
shooting him?
No, I'm going to dodge the knife.
Yeah.
Try and dodge the knife.
Okay, so Jeffrey steps to the side to dodge the knife.
Yeah.
The knife continues to go and still hits Jeffrey, but he's now in two different positions. One of them he's hit and one of them he's not. One of them profusely starts to bleed and then fall onto the thing in the middle again,
I saved everybody.
and you turn into dust.
Yay! Because Humongous was an asshole.
Alright. The gold rises back out of the floor and he's standing there. Everybody now again has the immediate urge to try and kill everybody to get the gold.
Yeah, you have the urge to kill each
I don't
other.
want it.
You've got a gun in your hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I pull out my
I'm gonna kill whoever's closest, but not to the gold. I don't want to get no blood on that gold.
Okay, so I'm going to say that Stan's the closest to the gold.
Yeah, who's the furthest from the gold?
At the moment, Lucas is the furthest from
I'm gonna shoot at Lucas
Okay, you shoot Lucas.
in the head. Or do I have to aim? I don't know.
I'm just going to say you do it for the puzzle's sake, otherwise we're going to be here forever. You shoot Lucas in the head, he falls to the ground and dies. The floor surrounding the puzzle changes from wood to gold, and the gold in the middle turns to wood. You are now rapidly aging.
Oh shit! The blood didn't go on him though, on the gold.
Lucas is still alive, and he's standing in the exact position he was when you shot, but his body is also on the ground and is also dead.
Somebody shoot me quick!
Yeah. I guess I'm going to attack someone as well. Who's closest to
No,
me?
it's
Where
now
am I?
wood.
Hey? It's wood. No, but,
The stuff in the middle is
Yeah,
now wood.
your
but the
urge to
floor
go-
is
So
now
my
made
urge
of
is
gold.
gone.
Yeah.
Is there a door to leave? Because this is a massacre and
There are doors to leave.
I'm going to try and leave.
You walk out and you leave. You vanish, nobody else can see you.
Oh, what do I see?
Okay, well,
I'll get to
we'll
that
finish
in a
what
second.
happens with Eli
I
first.
can't tell you what you see.
You might grow old
you
until you
can't
become a
metagame on
Okay,
what happens to you.
like me. Dust.
I want to leave too. I'm gonna run out of different.
That's what he said.
I
As he's
wanna-
going old and his legs are getting brittle.
Have I got enough time to run out a different exit?
You can try.
I'm gonna try and do that.
Okay, so you run out one exit and end up
Fuck,
on the
I
door
didn't know he had
on
that
the
much
opposite side of
time.
the room, facing the puzzle again.
Am I still aging?
Yes, everybody else except for Cleet is still there.
I'm gonna run
Except for
through
him, obviously.
the same exits that Cleet went through.
No, you're with Cleet.
You went. We'll say for argument's sake, you went out the same door as him. You go back to the other side of the room.
Oh, you cursed. You can't come.
Well, so you're still in another room.
I'm in the hallway. I don't know where I am, actually.
All you know is that she's vanished.
But I'm not in the room. Kill someone else.
I'm gonna kill someone else. I'll reload my bolt action.
Wait, why don't you just let yourself get old? Because I killed someone else. We've already seen what happened.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What happens when you get
Well,
old?
I've already said those. I don't
Oh,
want
yeah.
to do that. Can't take it back.
What do you want to do?
Instead, I'm gonna save somebody.
From what?
No one's attacking me.
Nobody's in danger.
Aren't they all attacking each other?
From depression.
No.
Save him from depression.
Oh, then I'll just chill out and go. All right, well then let's don't worry about this. Let's take some wood and leave, fellas.
Hey guys, watch me get old.
Oh yeah, I'm aging really.
So you try and pick up some wood to leave.
Yeah,
There's no way of picking up the wood. It's locked.
I'll dive into the middle. I'll put my compass back in the middle. I'll take the compass out of the middle.
You take the compass out of the middle.
Yeah.
The whole thing sinks back into the floor, and the
Lower.
snake completely undoes.
You brought them back to hell.
You are still aging.
Yeah.
He's
Please.
You screwed them all. Quick, destroy the compass and the rock dead as well.
I grab my machete and hit the compass.
You grab your machete and hit the compass.
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
No, I didn't know I was going to get to be alive for this long before I was aging. I thought I would turn to dust.
You now also turn to dust.
I should have killed somebody.
Well, you had the chance.
Everybody else, just so you know, Stan, Lucas, Gary, and Dan don't know what the fuck is going on. They then also try and leave, and are able to leave, but are still in the temple.
Mm.
Yeah, same with her.
Yeah, where
Yeah,
am
But those guys find themselves in the original temple that you walked into. The door door is still there with the veil, and everything else appears to be the same. The difference is, now in the hallway, your two bones are sitting on the floor.
Oh, you're all a part of the
Hey.
furniture now.
Hey, at least we're there and not Thingo, what's his name?
Laris.
Laris and bloody Dolores don't even get their bones to be laid around anywhere.
So what happens to Cleet? Cleet leaves and is in the temple. The temple looks completely different. He finds himself in an area where all the temple is completely brand new, but not in the same way to when it was built. Cleet walks out the front, and the rainforest is still there, but it seems to be a very different landscape. The water in the Amazon River is no longer a murky brown or green, it is now a crystal blue. At the front of the building, there is also a slab of gold. The gold is the same exact amount and same shape as the gold that was in the room. There is a thriving society existing around this central part of gold, and around the gold there's an inscription on the snake. I don't have words prepared for what's on the snake. It basically says something like only those worthy to enter are worthy of drinking with the gods. And it's just, there's this gold in the middle, and this is inscribed on the snake around the outside. Around the outside there is also the hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. And instead of the head and tail of the snake eating each other, on one side the old monkey has his head in the snake, and the young monkey is holding the snake's tail. Cut back to Stan, Lucas, Gary and Dan. They walk outside and the camp's still there and everything's still the same, except Hugh and Jeffrey are dead. And Cleet's obviously not there.
And what
How come
about
I don't
what
get to
about
go
the
back
other
home?
two?
Laris is fine. Dolores is gone.
What happened to Laris though? But I cut his throat. I cut Laris's throat.
So, he shot whoever and you stabbed somebody else as well. They're all still alive and well.
Oh, that was after the fact.
How come these other guys couldn't kill each other? They were fighting for ages.
Yeah, they started trying to kill each other first.
They also had machetes.
They didn't get aggressive enough, quick enough to kill each other.
Oh, so because we decided to role play, we got punished.
We had to kill each other. That was what you said.
No, I didn't say that.
So we had the urge.
You said that was the most.
Just because you have an urge doesn't mean you
Oh,
have to
so
do it.
Beck just gets the win every time.
So where am I then?
Favoritism.
So basically you're in
Am
a
I living with the gods
utopia
now?
existing with the pinnacle of society which exists across all civilizations, and basically the entire temple existed to prove to those people who visited, anyone who actually solved the puzzle was able to enter in to drink with the gods. Anyone who didn't solve the puzzle would either die quickly and turn to dust, or for example, if they stayed with the gold and only wanted to stay because they wanted the gold and wanted to try and take the gold out and leave, then they would be stuck for eternity in a room with the gold based on their original decision. So the whole thing is like about supposed to be like risking life versus death, and like living forever versus dying young, and being rich or being poor.
I was already 59. That's
family.
Yeah,
And the only way to complete the puzzle was to finish it all and try and risk yourselves to save Dolores and complete the puzzle at the same time.
Well, that's
If
what he
Dolores had a bit in the middle,
Yeah.
Dolores would have had sight, been able to hear and have a mouth, and would have still been alive, but all of you would have been blind and wouldn't be able to hear and wouldn't be able to speak.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad she's gone then. Because I get to live in Utopia now.
So why did Jordan get punished? He tried to save Dolores and complete the puzzle.
Yeah. And I had a cat.
So how is there any time that all of us could survive in
No,
this
always
utopia?
one person had to die.
So because Cleet was the first to leave after the puzzle was solved, that's when
Because
You
you
left,
left
while the puzzle
Was
was in a
wood.
solid state.
while there's wood.
Yes,
Ah.
and you didn't kill anyone,
Okay.
and you didn't take any gold with you.
So if they hadn't done
Everybody else left after Eli broke the puzzle. Oh no, it was you that broke.
Yeah,
the
I
puzzle.
first tried to leave when it was wood, but I just came out the other side.
Yeah, you just.
But that was after you pulled out the compass.
No,
No,
that
you
was
did-
I
you
pulled
did.
out the compass after I did that.
Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah.
But
Anyway,
all that
You screwed the other guys out.
Beck ran out and she gets to Utopia. I followed straight away and I got nothing. I just got into the same room.
but you killed somebody.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
what?
Beck didn't. So
Alright,
yeah,
kill or grow up.
The other guys
Role
could-
playing.
the other guys could technically do the puzzle again, but fuck that.
Yeah, they were just be thankful that they're out.
Alright, so that was an incredibly long stream, guys. I think that was pretty interesting. There wasn't a lot of dice rolling, but as a role playing and storytelling experience, I thought it was.
My
okay.
character had an arc.
I had no fucking idea what Mackie's idea about all this shit was. It just all of a sudden we're all blind and the time's going.
No, it was good. Had fun.
Yeah, that's good.
Alright, well, that will conclude the end of this particular video, guys. I'll probably split this up into a few episodes because it is quite a big video file. And yeah, we hope to see you for the next stream. So, yeah, thanks for sticking around.